everyone. Welcome in to stream. Hold on. Okay, microphone is working. We're all good to go. That timer's already started. How lovely. Alrighty then. Let me go ahead and make this guy a little bit bigger so I can see a little bit more. And then we can go ahead and get started with the roll call. As I click on this guy here. And let's go ahead and start with I was about to say YouTube. Twitch! Let's see about Twitch. As I slide up here. Welcome into stream, Dimitri, as well as AD Ant. I can't ever remember how to say it. Aotrix, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a second since I've seen that name. Welcome back in. As well as, I think that's everyone. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in. I hope you've all been well. Let's see here as I scroll up to actually read the messages. We have Ian. Hi, everyone. Hi, and welcome in. We also have hello. We also have Ad. So I see Adric in Russia. I see. And, oh boy. With that said, hi, the Kuride Forge. Welcome back in the stream. Welcome back in. Happy release weekend! And you know what? Maybe, possibly, for not even the demo, but I believe we are very close. And hi, Abby. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in. I think maybe this week, next week, the tutorial can be finished, and technically that would be released and to be updating. Maybe, possibly. I was able to get a little bit done after stream, so we are a little bit along. We still need to do the entire tutorial, but we're making progress slowly. And also, Refuse message got automated. That is on purpose, Ayan. That is part of the rule. So, yes, automatic did do his thing. And, hi, Ame. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in. That said, let me sit up a little bit more, and let me get a little bit of one tier here as I drink a little bit of this. Let's see. And oh, I did one as well. Lovely. Water has been drink. It is good to go on tutorials. I best complete when skipped. You know, I thought about uploading it without the tutorial, but the thing is, most people have not been keeping up to date with the game, so I think if I just released it without the tutorial, a lot of people would get super duper confused and not know how to do the controls. For example, we had to add a new UI for everything in that regard. And then, hello, Nappa. Hello, Nappa. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in. Howdy. Hi, and welcome in. I hope you've been well, too. I hope everyone's had a lovely Sunday so far. Oh, boy. We're getting there. I can say that. I got a little bit done yesterday. I'm hoping to get more done today. And then I'm hoping during this week, I'll be able to do a lot more, and eventually, maybe sometime mid-September, I'm hoping, since technically speaking, I think next week is September, so we can't make it early September, so it's probably going to be mid-September, but I am hoping and I'm excited. I can say those two things are very true, and congratulations on a 20 stream streak, Dimitri. Congratulations, and hey yo, 20 stream streak, let's go! And oh, those little emotes, how cute, and had a fun time taking a break in the countryside with my family members. Oh, how lovely. Spending time with family is always very nice. That timer is up, so let's go ahead and transition into the planning screen here, shall we? And don't get distracted from totally nuts if we're going to work fast today then, and focus on the game. We shall, and all safe for work, I show you, very safe for work. Let me slide this guy over here. We'll be doing the same exact thing. Well, I say the same thing. We won't be starting from where we last left off yesterday, as I did get a little work done, but I'll show you what we have, what we need to do, and all of the above in that regard. With that said, you don't know what time it is. Surely by now you're all going to a safe environment. You'll be fine. Indeed, living a vida mocha. I'm glad someone got it. You seem to be in such a wonderful environment here, though. You're on your way to a business meeting. You've already pressed the elevator button, and it's set to arrive eventually. I'd say maybe about in a minute or so, if I had to guess. And since you've already pressed the button, it's not like you can really do anything else. There's no doors, there's no windows, there's no stairs. There's not really a way to leave. And there is an escalator. It was noted before. However, that escalator just leads to more elevators. So the only way, truly, the only way through is through. The only way through is to go through it. And since you have some time on your hands, clearly, I might as well use this opportunity since I too am stuck here, just like you. We're in the same boat, only where you see being trapped at, I see a moment for business. Hi. And hi, Moon Raider. Welcome into stream. Welcome in, and welcome back. And glasses toggle. No business glasses. My goodness. Hold on here. Toggle. Let me set that timer on. So glasses toggle. There we are. No business glasses. How dare you, my suit? And I do this all. And why would you have an escalator for more elevators? How much is this company? The company's brought to you by the Lead. That's it. Welcome into the elevator pitch. And it's the office lady here striking again. My today's experience in countryside was surreal when it came to cellular light LTE coverage in order to browse in the net. That's good. Internet was decent. That's very nice to hear. Welcome into the elevator pitch, a section I like to do at the beginning of stream where we spend about a minute or so and I try to pitch my game to you. The idea is that it gets me better at explaining my game in a small amount of time in a concise way. And if you haven't been here before, or maybe you haven't been here in a second either, it gets everyone up to date on what the game's supposed to be about, what we're going for, what we're planning to do, and where we plan to go in life. The projection, the prediction, that sort of thing. And I'm sure by now you're wondering, what's that game there? So look no further than Necrotype Cafe, a rhythm typing cafe game I've been making for a year, 2 years. 2 years now. I've been making for 2 years. Can you believe it? It's the second game I've ever made. The first game I made in 24 hours, but it wasn't I made in a day. It was anytime I worked on the game, I had a timer going. So I made one game, and now I'm making this game, and this game, which I thought was going to be 6 months long, it has ended up taking 2 years, but you know what? That's understandable because it is a rhythm typing cafe game, and I'm realizing more and more, rhythm games, not good for your very first few games. But my lesson has been learned, and you know what? I've been having a lot of fun with it, so it's all good to go there too. And this tutorial game, hopefully not. I want to be rid of the tutorial. We've been doing the tutorial for about 5 months, if I had to guess by now. And hi, Bastion Scaff. Possibly, please correct me if I'm wrong in the name, but Eris, 20 viewers free hour, no setup. I see. Well, let me go ahead and, I don't even know how to do it. There we are. There we go. We're good. Well, that's it. Why don't we go ahead and get into things as I have that little timer right up there. So when it reaches 45 seconds, we'll be good to go. And wow, such a professional look. Hi, Oki. Welcome back in the stream. Welcome back in. I hope you've been well. And those are some shoulders that can carry a lot of responsibility. You like the shoulder pads? That's it. Welcome to Necrotype Cafe, a rhythm typing cafe game where you play as Gabriella, a necromancer sent by her necromancy family to a prestigious wizard magic academy. But she doesn't want to become a necromancer, nah. She wants to become a baker, a chef, so she decides to open up a hidden cafe in the part of the school where she serves her fellow wizard customer students. Not only is it a cafe sim, it is a rhythm typing game. And that comes into play that in this rope, magic is done via poetry. So you have to type out poems to the beat in order to summon food and serve customers. Not only is it rhythm typing cafe, but as you go along, you'll unlock more flavors, more spells, more features, more different types of genres of music. So you'll go from playing fast songs to slow songs, as well as doing different instruments too, from fancy music to maybe like Caribbean music to pirate music. And hopefully at the end of the semester, you'll be able to show everyone that you don't have to be an necromancer to be successful. You can follow your dreams and just be you. Okay, I think I'm good now. How'd I do? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give that one. It got everything. I did stutter a little bit, but I'm okay to give it like an 8.5. And Twitch already actioned? No, Twitch didn't do it. I did it. I told you. Here, says the industries. We keep it business. And was that an elevator pitch? That was as good as I was able to do. And I think it's been my best one to date in the last few months. And what's the suit? Why is it moving? Or why is it not moving? Hi, Kitty. Hi, welcome to the stream. You see, this suit has such strong structure that it doesn't move when I move. And that was a 9 out of 10. I'll take it. 9 out of 10. I don't think I've had a 9 out of 10 in such a long time. So you know what? I will happily take it. And the person in this game like, I see. Well, that's lovely then to meet you to here. That's sad. Now that we've done business, let me go ahead and get my but not even business. My associate, my compadre here. Give me 1 second to go grab him. He's sometimes a little bit camera shy. I'll be right back here. Oh my! And then I just gotta grab a few of these things, and then gotta get a hold of this thing here, and then do a little bit of these things, and then I should be good to go if I go ahead and just hold on here. Rise again. I should be back to being programming, and not business anymore. Oh my! And you guys ever wonder why it's called an elevator pitch? Like, do people just really spaces inside elevators, I can believe it. I can believe there's people, or no, actually, there's been shores before where it just takes one person. It just takes one conversation with one person to get a company started. So I can see a lot of corporate area business building people, and two people happen to hop into an elevator, and then they start talking about ideas, and by the end of the elevator ride, the other person's thinking, I'm sold! And that's how Kingdom Hearts got made. I can feel it, yeah. And hi, Mama, welcome to the stream, welcome in, and welcome back. Let's see, did I miss anything else? I don't believe so. Let me double check here. Let's see, and wonder about pitch, and yep, and it should be told at the time you are in the elevator. Yep. I think it's a lot of just an hello, and welcome in. A lot of people just getting in elevator rides and happening to, what's it called, happening? Is that a word? Hold on here. Happening, that doesn't sound right. Happening? Happening, is that a...
Happening.
It's a word! Happening to be in the right place at the right time. That's what I think happens. Let me go and select this guy over here. Click on, let's see, Obsidian here. And if whatever reason, the pitch did not sell, as you know, that they say, sometimes words aren't enough to describe a picture. Sometimes you need the actual picture. Sometimes you need a demonstration. Well, that's okay. That's all right. What I can go ahead and do here is bring you into Obsidian. And with Obsidian clicked and selected, if I go ahead and hide this guy here, show this guy here, and click on this guy, make this guy full screen, you should be able to hear the game now as soon as it finishes loading. It's good to go. And I can also go ahead and do exclamation here, NECROTYPE, like that, and that should bring you to the itch page. Currently, the itch has not been updated in almost a year now, surprisingly. However, what we're hoping to do today is complete the tutorial, finish the tutorial. It's not anywhere near done. I'd say it's probably 25% done, but once we finish the tutorial, the build that is in Godot at the moment will be uploaded. However, that said, what is up on itch right now is still the MVP, the minimum viable product. What we're working on is quality of life changes, but what the minimum viable product is what does it take to make the game? It doesn't have to have polish, it doesn't have to have shine, it's prototype right now. And since I'm making a rhythm typing cafe game, as long as the rhythm typing cafe portions work, that's the game in a nutshell. And what you have here is the game in a nutshell. We're adding more features, however, the core basics of the game are done. So if you happen to like the itch version that's up right now, you're sure to like the more updated version of it too. Let's see, how long it takes to be in an elevator should actually be how long the pitch should be, not that it was actually in an elevator. I see. I can believe it happened with business people it's like door-to-door salesmen. You got a small amount of time to do something before people get disinterested. So they call it an elevator pitch since it takes a small amount of time to go from different floors. Let me click on this guy here. Let me click on that guy there. We should be good to go. And with that said, let's go ahead and try out calibration. And to do that, when a skull reaches the white circle, I press space. Let's see how well I can do at my own game. Wait, space, 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 wait, space. There we are. Calibration has been completed. And now what we can go ahead and do is go into the tutorial here where we'll see Gabriella is moving around. And if I go ahead and use the arrow keys, a customer will spawn and we can go ahead and seat the customer by using E. Let's go ahead and do that. The customer will find a nice seat to sit down at, read through the book, and then be ready to order. And I think that's so lovely. And if we go ahead and take the order with E again, you'll see that if I hold down space, there's a little book here. As I was describing before with different flavors and different attributes. You can see here Gabriella is a Necromancer. You can tell because, and thank you, Mongolo, for the shout out of 35 too. My goodness, thank you for the shout out indeed. I don't know if you're watching, but how sweet and kind of you. You can see here Gabriella is a Necromancer because she has the color purple on, and Necromancers are associated with the flavor of bitter. And anytime you use a song that has the flavor of bitter in it, it's going to have fancy music in the background. And anytime something has sweet in it, which is pink, and it's described by our Medimancers, our healer wizards, it's going to be easy. So something that's sweet and bitter is easy and fancy, and as you go along, you'll unlock more flavors. For example, there's going to be Pyromancers in the game, which are going to either be orange or yellow, and they'll have the flavor of spicy. And when something has spicy in it, it's going to be super duper fast. So something spicy sweet, going to be easy and fast, and something spicy bitter is going to be fast and fancy. And you'll be able to combine different flavors together to create different songs. And door-to-door sale pitch, this is something I've never seen those people do that in my life, maybe because of living in Martians and living in Russian cities. Interesting. And what is the Wednesday of it all? Oh my. With that said, we have here a sweet butter cake. Let's go ahead and serve the customer here a sweet butter cake. As I slide over here, let's go ahead and grab sweet. Let's then go ahead and grab bitter here. And let's also go ahead and grab cake here too. And then to start it up, all you have to do is hold down Q. So if I go ahead and hold that guy down, you'll see slideshow. This was the biggest thing, the biggest reason why I wanted to change the tutorial. Everything you see here is a placeholder. It's always meant to be a placeholder. But I like looking at pretty art. And the reason I made this a placeholder is because the mechanics of the rhythm typing was always changing. So I wanted to make sure if I needed to make a quick change to the UI, I could just screenshot it and draw over it again. But since I think for the most part, the method is good, the mechanic is good, we can now actually move over to not making it a slideshow. And hi, hello, welcome in the stream, welcome in, and welcome back. And Stream 101 is dedicated to tutorial. This is fate. The thing is, can you believe it? 101, 100, we've done this 100 times, and every time it's been about 4 hours. So that's 400 hours working on this game on stream, not even to mention off stream. I still can't believe it. If you click here, you'll see that when with the tutorial, well, not tutorial, quick calibration, when this button here reaches the white circle, you press it. When this guy fills up, congratulations, you have completed it. You did good. However, this guy fills up, you have failed. The tongue-tied meter, that fills up whenever you miss anything. And there are some people doing fail punches in the past, but as soon as you become aware of them, you're not opening the door and don't know the adequate reason, then you're fine. And this game better be 10 hours of pure to die. I hope not. I'm not a fan of tutorials. A lot of the times, it's a too long down the raid, and I get distracted super easily. And now there were some people, and so you become aware of them, you don't know how to do that. Yep, lovely. So let me go ahead and click on close here, and let's see. A-N-D space W-H-A-T space I-S space G-O-O-D space A-N-D space T-H E space M-O-M E space N-E-V-E R space B-A-N hold on, D-E-R S-N-A. I was doing so good. T-C-H. C-H is the last one. Let's see. C-H. Lovely. 71. I've done worse, so I'll take it. That's finalized there. And we can go ahead and pick up this cake here and serve it to the customer. Customer, take it, eat it, enjoy it. And they shall. And once they're done, they'll wipe them off. We'll take their payment and they'll be on their way. There's other things in this game. For example, there's going to be ghosts in the game that are going to act as the antagonists. And the ghosts aren't actually mean or anything. They just have an aura that makes people sad. So the hope is that you'll be able to serve ghosts and customers and go back and forth between balancing us. They give aura effects to different customers depending on what type of customer class it is. So for example, Necromancers are going to be immune to the ghost's aura, but maybe Healermancers are especially vulnerable to them, like a Pokemon chart. And I put this on my message with an asterisk at the end in order to fix a grammar mistake. Don't worry. No worries at all, Dimitri. Thank you. And did I read that properly? Let me double check here. Oh, I see. No, hold on. Better be 10 hours. The reason you're fine. I think I did read that properly. Let me scroll back up here, see if I missed anything. I don't believe so. All right, we're good. Let me go back to main menu here. And that is the game in a nutshell. Let me go ahead and show you how the tutorial's working and what we've been... Oh, there we go. The tutorial, as well as the changes that have been updated to the game, as I can... Well, if it doesn't let me, fine, I'll just close it. There we go. Let me bring you into Godot here. As I click on game here, programming has been selected. And I click on play here. It should open up unless something breaks. I hope it doesn't. I just messed with this last night, so we should be fine. And yesterday. Let me click on you here. Let me make sure I have our backup saved so I can grab the backup. You shouldn't hear the game anymore, or you shouldn't hear the desktop. Let me click on this guy here. Let me click on this guy here. Let me click on this guy here. You should see the game. You should now hear the game, which you do. And let me click on this guy here. And let me right click this guy and click on open. Lovely. Okay, so with all that said and done, I can go ahead and show you here the game. It is now, you can see, a lot smaller, which makes things a lot bigger. Beforehand, there were a total of 6 desks. There were a total of 6 desks. However, now there are a total of 4. There's also flowers on them and also candles. Now, when a customer comes in, if I go ahead and do here spawn, spawn, S-P-A-W-N, spawn in a customer here like this, you know it's a customer arrives. Now, granted, you won't see the bar above them that tells you the status. That is debug purposes. But you'll see now that when they sit down and read through something, this is going to be their new timer. So no longer do you actually see a timer. The candles will represent when they're ready to order something and the different statuses. And if we go ahead and take the customer's order here like that, you'll see that when I hold down space, it opens up the book, which is brand new. Again, everything here is a prototype and placeholder, but you can see this customer wants a sweet, sweet cake, and that each table here also represents with a different color, and the hopes is that it makes it more understandable. It makes it understandable on what is what and who is where, instead of things just being everywhere. Not only is there a place for orders now, but if I flip this guy, you'll see that we have different pages for each of the houses, and it also will give you stat sheets as well as different flavors and what the flavors mean, and give you a little bit of a blurb on what each customer is like, as well as an unlockables here. Not only that, but there's also unlockables for all of the dishes that you'll be able to unlock. There's going to be about 10 dishes as well as 10 different types of wizard houses, so that should be a lot of fun. And hi, Clark, welcome back in the stream, welcome back in. Good morning, and welcome in the stream, welcome back in. You'll also notice here that Gabby's changed by a lot. Now, no longer does she have wide hair. The hope was to make her a little bit more narrow, as her hitbox was all the way off. So now her updated version looks a lot more like how I first had envisioned her. And that said, let me go ahead and show you the tutorial, the updated one. And how are you doing? I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing a lot better, and we're making a lot of progress, so I can't complain in the slightest. If I click into tutorial, see it? Now we start the tutorial in the kitchen instead of the cafe. The hope is that we'll show the player how to do the rhythm typing and then the cafe. I think of the two mechanics, the rhythm typing is harder to understand, so we've made it the first thing that the player does, since it also adds a little bit of gameplay. And so, how you doing, friend? And we'll see as well that we've added a speech bubble or dialogue box too, and the hope is that we move away from showing the tutorial in terms of text and do something a little bit more in world, as I hope to have the game explain itself, explain Gabby's wants and desires in the game without you having to look at the game's description, for example. I want you to be able to understand everything if I just handed the game to you without you having to look through the Steam page and download it afterwards. So the hope is that they'll have a conversation back and forth. The spider will then afterwards show you that you need to move the arrow keys as well as go to that location there. And what I did yesterday is, now when you try to interact with other stuff, there's a little thing that pops up to show you, hey, actually, you can't use that yet. Initially, we disabled interact, but because I think it's important for the player to know that they can interact with things, I added this. So now, if you click on something that you shouldn't and you shouldn't be able to access, it now has a little thing that pops up to show you, hey, actually, don't do that, do something else. And if we go down here, you'll see. Now the player will have to do the calibration in the tutorial. So this is for the people that I saw skip the tutorial, skip the calibration, or didn't understand that the calibration was finishing. The thing was, calibration already was tricky to understand. So the hope is now, in the tutorial, you're introduced to the spellcasting system. So you have Gabby, you have the box, and you have the bar, but that's it. You don't say words. I'm going to add a little spider showing you that you can jump in the white box. But the hope is that we give them an easy version of the UI, and then after we go through the calibration here, then the player will be able to understand, okay, I know what these three things are, let's add more to the screen. And wait, I can't even be surprised about this taking so long. I hate dialogue system and UI so much. Yeah. Oh, and it's the first time I've ever done it too. Mind you, I've never done any of this before. So it's a lot of learning, a lot of pain and suffering, but I'm having a lot of fun. So I can't complain too much. After the player finishes the calibration, they're now prompted to go to the bookshelf. And you can see too here that Spider tells you, go to the bookshelf. I wanted there to be different prompts too, so that the player, if they get stuck, can go talk to the spider to get hints and joyful suffering. Instead of hunting, one company was so close to hiring me. I see. Let me click on this guy here, and let me click on this guy here. You can see as well, again, distraction. So then it prompts you to go to this area. You go to this area, and now it says to open the bookshelf. I can then, again, try to go to the trash can, and it still says to focus, and I can also talk to the spider here. Nothing happens because he didn't set it to pop up, or I didn't set it to pop up, but I could add this if I wanted to. A lot of these things are just, is it flexible enough to be able to do this thing or that thing? And what we can see is that if I go to the bookshelf here and click on E to interact, now we've done the next task. And either the player, well, actually, we need to make a system where it blurs out the words of the different things. The hope is that the player will see, and do we need to do A and D, do you think, to show the different A and D to select? Probably we need to add one here to show the player that they can go A and D for each of these. Most likely. So let's do a few things. A few things on here. Let me see. Task, add control, CONTRO, control for select, SELACT, select screen. There we go. Add add control for select screen, I think letting the player know that they can use A and D would be a good idea to do at the very bottom. And you can just add A and D to either side of the sweet and bitter. Oh, the thing is though, we're going to have a lot of different flavors. So it's going to be an entire array. There's going to be a total of 10 flavors. So I'm not too sure if that's going to work. The way we also have it set up right now is that it's a grid. So I think it'd be better to do it as a hint as well so that the player can enable or disable it. For example, if I go ahead and just turn off the game guy here, you'll see that when I open up the bookshelf, it's no longer there. I think having it as a toggle instead of on the screen 24/7 would make it handy. So we'll add that there. Let me go ahead and do a little bit of a clear here. Clear, there we go. Like that. And yeah, like all of my UI is on Roblox, so I have had hand holding, but then when I was working on my other Python game for it was so annoying needing to make it from scratch. Yeah. Oh boy, UI has been a pain. Let me go ahead and copy this guy here. So we'll make that a thing to do. Add the control there. And then once the player has opened up the bookshelf, they'll then be prompted to open up the book. And this is where we left off. Now the player needs to open up the book. And the hope is to show them through a puzzle, or not even puzzle, but just kind of, oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. Show them through the book that they can access it to use it and navigate. What I mean is that when the player, let me go ahead and remove all of these guys here. When the player is prompted to, as I grab this last guy here, when the player is prompted to open up the bookshelf, we're going to have these guys hidden, and the player's not going to understand what's going on. So either A, the player's going to press escape because they're confused, or B, they're going to select something because they're also confused and they don't know what they're holding. This is when the spider will then say, hey, Cappy, you're having a little bit of a nervous, are you nervous? You should check your book. This is where the player will then have to open up the book. They won't open it up to this scene though. This will be hidden. They won't see this. They'll only have the option of seeing these two guys here. If anything, I might even have it as one of these guys here. They won't even see the stat sheet of the characters at the moment. We're giving them as little information as possible to make sure it's not overbloated. So the player will be able to reference, they'll be able to see, for example, here, bitter, bitter, as well as sweet, bitter. And the hope is that the player will be able to use that knowledge. See here will then also unlock all of the words so that the player will be able to see, okay, I know that I need to do these guys here instead. So the hope is that they'll open up this guy here, see the options, see the words, and be able to slowly combine them. When you go up to the spider will then tell you, oh, hold on, property hint, previously freed. Interesting one here, play hint dialogue. We need to do here, if utility.cafe is not tutorial, I think that's why it's getting angry. But that is what the current thing we're doing. So let me go ahead and do this guy here. Okay, that is the right basic. And click on that. And do you think you can make it so that you display 3 at a time and just have a little tooltip at either side with A or D thing? It would also help with clutter and let people just move without needing a mouse to scroll. Maybe? That is a possibility. I do like the idea of having UI where it has all of the hidden things you can unlock. So you know, oh, I can unlock this amount. Having it pop up might be a little bit frustrating in the sense of you gotta very quickly click the button to go left and right, but I can see it being a lot of fun to do too. And we do have it. We have the mechanic in the game already with flipping pages of the book, so if we did add it, it wouldn't be too bad. Let me do here, if utility dot game level, let's see level, level, is it going to be current level data dot is tutorial? Is tutorial, we can go ahead and play the hint dialogue here. That's all we're doing. And actually, if it's not, then return. I like doing that a little bit more instead. So we'll do here, return. There you go. If it's not a level data tutorial, and just to make sure that that is what it is doing, let's click on play here, just make sure we don't get a crash if we do interact with the spooder here. So if I click on you, we click back into you, we can go ahead and mute you as you're not needed at the very moment here. Then we go into the cafe, try to interact with the spider. Yep, okay, you can't. You don't get a crash, which is good. I'm guessing too, is the thing of, technically speaking, if we do add all 10 flavors, as that's the amount I'm going for, if it's 10 on here, it's going to get very bloated. I do see what you mean, Moonraider, in the sense of adding all of the buttons. Let's start off with first. I could definitely, Right now, I only have 3 to test. We have 3 from a contest that was won with 3 different participants on different wizards that will be added. And then I, for example, want to make sure I add spicy. I also want to add minty for cryomancers, ice wizards. But for now, I do like the idea of having maybe little buttons here or something, but that's more UI. And right now, we're not going for UI. So in the meantime, we'll just add a way for the player to know that they can use left and right. I think that, and then we can update it later. But for right now, simple as possible. So let's see here, as I check this guy, I believe, yep, add control for select screen. That is one thing I want to do. Let me also control this guy here, make this guy a little bit bigger so I can see everything. Another thing I want to do is add dialogue between direction. Yep, we're good. Oh, no. Okay. So another thing is I would like the player to talk back and forth with the spider during each interaction. That's another thing we need to add. I'm just adding a list here so that we know what we need to do. And that way there's no confusion. But what you can see here is that dialogue, after dialogue, you're prompted to do this step. Player does this step then, so they go ahead and do the calibration. Once calibration is over, what we then need to happen is, and it also seems to be the case that we need to lock onto the buttons here so that the player can press them. So let me also add that here. Task, add control for select screen. We also need a task here for auto lock control CONTRO at end of CALIBRATION. Auto lock control at end of calibration. Let me also add that here. So once calibration finishes, and let's see. Did I already read that? Also help with clutter and help people without. Oh, I did read that as well. Lovely. After they can hit continue, I want to have another dialogue here to show the next thing they have to do. And I also want to have the spider move to the bookshelf to emphasize that point. So let's also add that to the to-do. Let's see, auto lock controls at the end of calibration, add spider movement between direction, and add dialogue between direction. Let's add that into there, and also add in this guy here too, so that we all have an idea of the task at hand. This is not even counting the book, this is just extra things. It helps that we can conquer these extra things without too much pain. So let me also write this guy here, copy you here, and I think the quickest thing we can start off with getting off the board here is auto lock the controls at the end of calibration. I also need to make sure that when you open up the book, guys, I've noticed sometimes it does A and D, other times it does not let you do A and D, or it does other controls. So let's start off. Easiest one is to make sure that once the game is finished, once you have finished calibration, that it locks onto the screen. So let's see, to do that, what I want to make sure and what I want to check first is, if we go into levels here, we go into the regular game. Is it the case that it locks on after you finish the game? So if I do this guy here, yeah, it does lock on, but because it's calibration, it doesn't lock on. And what I want to see here too is that if we were to do calibration here, does it lock on the screen? No, it doesn't. So we need to set this to be a lock on of probably retry would be our best bet to lock it onto. So let's go ahead and add that. And wait, I just noticed that Bobby's 3D now. Anyways, that error is probably a mismatch with your player states or something, like your code though, so lock in. Yes, Bobby is indeed 3D now. It's so lovely, isn't it? No longer is he a simple PNG. He's been brought to life. Let me go ahead and click on this guy. So we need to do, let's see first, we want to auto lock the control at the end of calibration. Let's start there. Auto lock the control at the end of calibration. To do that, what I'm guessing we're going to have to do is if we go to our calibration screen here, this guy right here, this is our calibration screen. We need it, once it reveals, to auto lock, I think, onto retry. Retry is probably our best guide to do. So we have our calibration panel here. If I go into the screen then, what do we have going on? Is there like a reveal on button start calibration, on calibration continue, on update, on reset, on ready? Where do we do show, get, and results? On casting finish, get, and results, update status.end, we do update here, and update does all of these guys here. So let's actually also walk onto the button. I think that'll fix it. And there's so much life behind his eyes. Just look at him. Oh, night. That's very true, I tell you. His dimensions have increased, so he now rules double the galaxies. Basic math, you know. Oh my. Let me click here, and we want to do the retry button. I think that's on here. Retry. There should be a retry button. I think I can just do retry. Is it restart? Am I calling it restart? Reset. There's reset. Okay, well, what if I type in button? How about that, we have reset, we also have start, and we also have, button start calibration is what you're called. I mean, technically that's true. That is start. Where do we have you up here? We have button start calibration, and where do we find you at? We have here, we have text. Gotcha. So, what I think we have to do is just go here to our get and results, and then button start calibration dot focus, enter focus entered, focus mode, do a focus on the button. Let me see how to do that. Godot for how to focus button in code. Let's see. And once Iris gets big, she has to sell a Bobby plushie. Oh yeah, I want to do a Bobby plushie. I want to do a Bobby mug. I want to do a Bobby blanket. I want my entire house to be covered in Bobby merch. I think it's cute. If not for all of you, I just want to do it for myself. I think it would be adorable to have this little like tentacle be a mug handle, and then I could drink my coffee out of it. And then, right? Then, if he actually is turned into a mug, then it really will be head empty as soon as you finish drinking out of it. Let me go ahead and slide this guy down here. We need to do blank dot grab focus. And I expect no much of yours! Only Bobby! Always Bobby! Let's see here. Grab focus here. I think that should be good to grab the focus here. And then after that, history. I have never seen this history in my life. We have that there. And I also want to do here. I think that's good. I think that's fine. So if we click on play again, let's do a test in a Bobby themed cars. I don't know if I want him driving on the road. That sounds a little dangerous, Noi, but welcome to Sweet. Welcome in. We can go to calibration here. And actually, I also want the game to be, I want you to be able to navigate it through. You know, that's a future problem. We don't have to worry about that. We're focusing specifically on calibration, or not calibration, the tutorial. And if I go into calibration here, we click on start task and Bobby fork. Do you want him really holding a fork? That might be dangerous. And it also seems to be the case that our retry does not get auto-locked. And Bobby Butchies? Yeah, Bobby GPU, Brad. That would mean he has processing power. Let's see. This control can't grab focus. Use set focus mode to allow control to get focus. Set focus behavior recursive? I have no idea what you're talking about, Godot. I'll be honest. I'll go here and then do focus, and then we have mode. None. What does that mean? Determines which control can be focused. Only one control can be focused at a time. If I hover over this guy, it says click, and it says all. There is mode all, I think. Possibly. This node can grab focus on mouse click. And there's click. Accessibility can grab focus when the screen reader is active, used when focus mode. So if I just change the mode, use set focus mode and focus mode to allow, did that work? If I do it that way, does that fix it? I don't know. Let's see. And Bobby Spork, you should know, the spoon is the most dangerous weapon there is out there. Let me click on this guy here. Calibration. Let's go ahead. I think I can just skip calibration with this. I see. Can't do that. Got ya. Okay, what's this guy then? And current level, let's see. And blink or blink. So I think possibly, because this is a hotkeys guy here, or actually no, we don't want that, because then the player will be able to skip it during the main menu. Never mind. And then I gotta get a blue purplish phone from 2000. Put the SIM card from a carrier that allows to change the network name. Change the name to Iris Ezra. Write the script from me. Retrospective reviews of the phone. Make Iris read that script as part of my commission on VHN when I get a paycheck. I thought it was a joke, but that sounds, what you sound like is Chara? Bobby. Oh my, it sounds like what you have planned to retrieve. Interesting. I don't know much about technical things like SIM cards and GPUs and CPUs, but the last part with the idea of and read the script of a retrospective of the phone and script, that sounds like fun. Let me click on calibration here. Let's click on start. Very quickly space through all of these. It should grab it. It did not grab it still. So why did it not grab it? Let's see. Grab focus call deferred seems to be what it wants to do. Release focus. Release focus. You really need to remove focus from a button entirely via code. Focus all allows keyboard controller mouse focus. Is something the matter here, calibration panel? We have you here, you here. Yep, and we have you here. And I want to do on enter to focus on you. We have the button here for reset, retry. So my guess is, let's start off here with our button for start. I want it to go to the neighbor of right, and to go right, we then want it to be reset. So let's see, reset, spacer right, reset, no, button reset. There we are, here. And then I want your left to be, let's see, left to be continue. So continue here, B-U-U-T-T-O-N, and hi, no, I see, I did read that. And congratulations on a 15 consecutive stream streak. The promised day has arrived. Congratulations, thanks for sticking around so much. And Bobby, why did you make me freeze Berkeley? He did no such thing. And the only big thing I need is a carrier superior, which allows to change the network name. Like instead of megafaun or T2, it can be any name you want to put it in as long as you don't break the rules. And octopi hate birds. Hold on now. I am sure Bobby would get along with my bird quite well. If anything, she'd be a big bully to him, and then things would go wrong. But that's okay. We go here to our continue button, reset, calibration, space your left button, button space. Where is the continue? We have calibration continue. Oh, button calibration continue. Perfect. Okay. And then from here, we have our calibration, and we can go ahead and do here button group. I don't know what that means. Associate with the button, not to be confused with no group. Button will be configured as a radio. We also have here our mouse or focus. Here we are. Focus mode. If I remove you here, and Toby radiation fox spin around, the bomber out to the top right, delta around. And hi Roxy, welcome in the stream, welcome in, and welcome back. And hello Eris, what are you working on? Right now we want the button to focus when it appears on screen. That way the player can navigate through the controls in the UI without moving their hand to the mouse. So we're trying to make the retry connect to the reset connect to the continue connect to the retry, and we're just linking things up, hopefully. And so not the kirk you birdly. Let me go back to here. So neighbor left we want to make into our reset. So reset, reset. And then we also want to do our right as I think it's going to be start. Start is the name of the button. Yep. So that goes there. And then I think what we have to do is then go to our last button, which is going to be reset. And our reset guy here, then if we go to focus here, reset the focus, then our left is going to be our start or our reset. So that goes there. And then our right is going to be our continue. So if I do continue here, I think that'll work. Possibly. Let's see if it does. As I save this guy here, we have inherited, enabled, and disabled, and figurative route. And oh boy, else I expect a fully usable coding language called Bobby Press. Yes! I don't know. That sounds too advanced for him. Let me get a little bit of coffee here. I don't have coffee. I had coffee earlier. Why do I keep reading chat when I'm drinking? Fried foul route. And does your project have a deadline to be finished? No. I learned early on that because I have no idea what I'm doing, it's a little bit difficult to put a deadline at. For example, I thought I'd be able to finish the game in 6 months. It's been 2 years. So I've thrown out deadlines and ideas and projections out the window since I have no idea how much something should take in general and then how much something I think will take in general. So no deadline, just going to work at it a little bit every day or every week and hope for the best, and that's so me. Classic and when the sun explodes. Oh my. If we go back here to our calibration, let's see, start test here. Gonna go ahead and skip everything here. It still doesn't focus it. Huh. Why doesn't it focus it? I wonder, if we just click play on here, does it enter focus mode here? And this might just have to be a thing I do another time and do a little bit later. Yeah, our start test is in focus, and then that other guy, I guess that's why it's not too happy, because we have a reset and continue, and then the start button also is a different button. Probably, but our button should focus on it. Let's see how to make a button focus style programmatically and top answer grab focus. And since us Bobby sent us invade Eris is mine, and hi Eska, welcome in the stream, welcome in, and welcome back. And a month, years, donuts, rain, whatever. The journey is what counts. Yes, indeed, I agree. Yes. We have here our focus mode, control focus all, but it doesn't still focus it. Grab focus. I tried doing grab focus, but it didn't work. You have to grab focus only called when the press is called. Grab focus, focus mode, control focus all. Maybe it has to be it, but it's not working still. You can see here where it says get end results.
Moon Raider 58
water.
Just redeemed
I can do that
water.
100%. Let me get a little bit of water here. Thank you for that one, Moon Raider. As the invasion is talked about, and G&G, I haven't seen you breathe in like 30 minutes. Oh my, let me get some water here.
Cat sat on keyboard just redeemed drown safely.
Oh my! Welcome in the stream, Cats on keyboard. Welcome in and drown safely. For those of you that don't know, that just means I drink a full water bottle. And I do have 2 on handy. I only drink 2 during stream if it is redeemed. And it's done safely, so it's not like I'm chugging the bottle and choking. So give me a second here, and hi, I hope everyone's having a great day. And if you're not, have you considered going to retirement home and helping the elderly? There you go. If we do this enough, we might be able to drown her. Oh, my. Oh, it's not just water, it's the drown too. That's a different redeem. That one was newly added. And I recently went to Type Monkey and did a test. In 30 seconds, I got to 70 WPM. Since Eris's game is a typing-based game, does Eris type fast? How fast? Not very fast, actually. I think I'm above average, but I'm definitely not up there in the high ranks. We did a test, and actually, I think at the beginning of when I was doing Necrotype Cafe, we did everyone on stream was able to join for a typing test. I think I got second, if I'm not mistaken, and the person that got first place was like a computer expert. It felt like an arson. There's no arson here. No. Right, water. Here we go. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Done. We're all good to go. One water bottle down, and a comfy piano. Hi, ISO Falcon. Welcome back in the stream. Welcome back in. Water has been harvested. We're all good to go. And I still have the running theory that Eris talks so fast to keep up with her thinking, but her typing is too slow to keep up, so she stumbles during fast typing. Yeah, I don't know. Bathroom break coming in 2 minutes. Not at all. I can say, usually I can sit there stream the entire time, and her model bugging out when she drinks will never not be. Oh my. Let's see. Grab focus here, but I'm wondering why is it only needed on initialization to work? Focus mode, control focus all. Why is our focus mode not working, do you think? I'm guessing, or I was hoping, this guy here would be button start grab focus. I don't think so though, or let's see. We have theme, all of these guys here. We have calibration here, then we do start test. And after doing start test, we have all of these guys here. And then this guy should then grab the focus, but it doesn't. Why doesn't it do that? Reset, collected calibration results. Yeah, it does all that there. So it should grab the focus of our little guy here afterwards if we do skip. Yeah, but it doesn't grab the focus, which is what I'm not too sure about. And I don't know, we finally gave computers ADHD, so now they can focus as well. Maybe, possibly. Maybe if we do restart here. Restart. Button restart. Let's see. Button restart calibration. Yeah, button restart calibration doesn't seem to be. Calibration continue. Restart. Restart. We don't have restart in here, so let's grab our restart. Just drag and drop you to here. And after our reset, yeah, that's not the same thing. Here, afterwards, after we get the calibration results in, try that. Does that work? If it doesn't, that's okay. That's something that can be figured out later. I thought it would be an easy fix to do, but if it's not, we can go ahead and remove it off the board. That's okay too. Let me click on you. Oh, not you there. Click on calibration here. The hope is that at least when you finish all of this, we want it to focus. It doesn't focus, you can see. Which makes me wonder why. And I just thought it was so lovely. Yeah, I wonder why it doesn't focus. It just doesn't want to focus. Let me do one more Google, and if I can't figure it out, that's okay. Godot focus on button, and I just noticed in 2 weeks I will be a follower of 1 year. Crazy how time flies fast, isn't it? I'm telling you, it does not feel like I've worked on this game for 2 years. And is there anything else that grabs focus right after? Nothing else grabs focus, at least that I can tell. We have this guy that grabs focus, and all of this appears on screen. Nothing else really grabs focus. What I can say is that if we do Control-Shift-F, for example, and define on here, grab focus should be very few. You can see 21 matches here. I'll go ahead and remove all of our guys here that are plugins. And if it's not plugins, book grabs focus. We're not in the book. We have here our bookshelf that does not. We also here have our calibration screen, which is what we're in. We also have play again grab focus. Maybe. We do have, and this is for the game over screen though, which I don't think, maybe the play again is what's saying great. We have our options menu that grabs focus, and that's it. I just curiously, and hi Elsa the mushroom, hey! Still working hard? Yeah, working hard, hardly working. I hope you've been well. I'm going to comment this guy out just as a test to see. I think this is the only other guy that could grab focus, as I think they live in the same exact world, so we'll see. And just yesterday she was drawing pumpkins. That's what it feels like, I tell you. And I do this. Oh no, I just thought if Necrotype Cafe is having a hard mode for people with faster typing speeds, there's not going to be a hard mode. There's not going to be an easy mode. How it's going to work is that different wizards have different attributes. For example, the Pyromancer is going to have it so that if you have something that has spicy in it, it's going to be faster. And we have Medimancers who have the sweet flavor. And anytime you have sweet in the flavor, it makes it easy. easy. So I want to have a flavor that makes things harder. So the player, depending on how I want to do the level, I'll just have the wizard that does the hard songs in the level. That'll be how I do the difficulty around. Maybe I might increase the spawn rate of the harder wizard, decrease the spawn rate of the harder wizard for certain levels. I think that could be fun. I also think it could be fun to have like a level builder where you have specific wizards coming into the level. I think that could be fun as well. And I do that too. Yes, yes. So it'll be that way. It won't be difficulty in terms of increasing or decreasing it. We'll do everything through the flavors. We'll go ahead and click on start test here. Go ahead and skip all of this guy here. And then let's see. No, it still doesn't focus it. So I'm not sure what could be the issue. And do you have games you like to play in your free time? Right now, I'm playing Satisfactory as well as Balloons and League of Legends. Those are the 3 games I'm playing currently if I'm not doing anything else. So those 3 right there. Let's see. Button start button, grab button focus, call deferred. Yep. Can release. You know, maybe it has to be called deferred. Are you good in League? Define good in League of Legends mentioned. Define good! I haven't played ranked in so long. Last time I played it, I think I was high gold, but it's been at least 3 years, I think, since I've last been ranked, so I can't tell you how good I am. And the only way to create challenges is to basically make it faster. Yep, make it faster. Add lots more, no. That's not the only way to make it faster. Not at all. The thing is, you don't have to make it faster. You just have to add more words, add more characters to it. And the thing is, too, is that not only can you increase the speed of the song, but you could also add more letters for you to type. So the actual poems themselves could be, and okay, better than me. Oh, no. I'm wondering, though, grab focus. There's one more I want to do, and if it doesn't work, that's okay. I'll leave it for post-stream. So let's see. Focus mode change from all to none or click depending on you need. Yep. And we have button here, button A, focus neighbor bottom. Yep, and troubleshooting focus. Okay, we'll do one more, and I'm going to see about doing .call deferred. And have you thought of streaming Satisfactory? The thing with Satisfactory is I like doing it in my spare time. I like getting up from the computers and AFKing for certain things. So no, not at all Satisfactory. Satisfactory is that type of game where you have a podcast going in the background, or you're listening to like Dungeons and Dragons or like Critical Role, and you're playing it while you're doing things. It's that type of experience in the vile one, League. Oh my. Button reset calibration call deferred. Call deferred. And let's try this last guy here. And if it doesn't work, that'll be it. We'll just have to skip it. Grab focus. There we go. I'm going to try that. And if it doesn't work, that's okay too. We'll save it for afterwards and see how it goes. If it helps at all, I also main bot and in League itself. Haven't done it in a second or two as well as bot lanes. I've been playing the game mode, the newest game mode that's came out. That's what I've been playing mostly. Let's go back into calibration here, go back into here. Start, do all of these guys here. Nope, okay, well, since it is not the case that it's grabbing focus, we're just gonna skip it. Next up, what I wanted to do, bot lane. Yeah, I was a big fan of Xayah, but then she got nerfed. Then I became a big fan of Jhin, then he got nerfed. Now I'm a big fan of Zeri. Zeri's pretty fun. And then there's also Yunara, I think that came out recently. But recently, I've been playing a lot of Locke. Locke has been so much fun. Oh no, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing Mage Bot. I play a lot of play. Oh my. Let me click here into tutorial. And since that's not the case, the next thing I want to do is I want the spider to move once we finish the calibration. We want the spider to move to the bookshelf. So let's see if we can do that. Prompt the spider to jump. Now, we do have a way to get the spider to move. It's just going to be a matter of doing it. I'm waiting for the day where they just rework Locke. Such a bad broken chip design. He's fun, even if he's a little bit weird, but he has a terrible win rate. So clear, right? He can't be a bad design and broken character if his win rate's like really, really bad, right? Oh my. Let me go back to here. And then with that said, what I want to see about doing is that once we finish the calibration, then we want to have the spider move to here. So you want to have the spider jump. So what I'm thinking is at least we take the spider target manager, which is this guy here. This moves the spider around. So what I'm thinking is at least is that we set it up to be on, what's it called? On task completed. We have here a task screen, and you can see that in our task screen, for example, here, we have on task action done, on task completed. This is the task that has been done. So I'm thinking at least we can just grab this guy here and then have the spider move around. I think that might work out best. So if we go to our spider target manager, we go here to utility, for example, here, we do on task action done, then we move the spider to the next spot. I think is our best bet. So let's go ahead and go back to our task screen here very quickly. Go ahead and just yoink all of this here. Go back to our cafe then, right about here. And then we'll go ahead and just put this here. And then we'll do on task complete. We'll copy you here, that goes there, and completed task goes here, all tasks completed. If current task equals null, return, so we'll do that here. And then elif, then we have here elif. Yeah, okay. So if current task equal null, return. And for our current task here, what we're going to do is do utility dot, if completed task, how can we do this? On task completed. Actually, nah, let's just do this. I think this is better. So we'll do this guy here, and I do this all an ad break incoming. My goodness, already. It does not feel like an hour has passed already. We have here elif, nope, we don't need that either. We just need to match the completed task. So for example, we have entered kitchen, and then there's completed calibration. This is the one that we want. So let's go ahead here and just remove this, and we need to match it to complete calibration, which is this guy. And then after that, what we can do is take our little spider target manager here, as I think you are your own node. Yeah, I see. Let's do class name here. Class name, and we're going to call this spider target manager here. Manager. And we're also going to do an @export var of jump module, @export var jump underscore module, jump module here, and it's going to be a jump module. How do you describe you, jump module? You were called, you're not even a name. Hold on, let's just do here, class name again here, so class underscore name, jump module, module, jump module. And, oh, never mind. It already is calling it. Ads are already going. Never mind then. Well, I guess I'll have a little bit of a break. And do you find it hard to enjoy playing a game as a game dev since you know how they work behind the scenes? If anything, I find it more fun now that I know what's going on. It's a thing of where, for example, very recently, we finished Deltarune, and it's so fun, especially because I'm not only coming at it from the eye of a game dev, I'm also coming at it from the eye of a pixel artist. So when I take a look, it gives me a greater appreciation for certain things. When I look at the art of Deltarune, and I see all of the pixel art, and I see the methods used, and I see the art colors, and the anti-aliasing, the different techniques, I can think to myself, man, I should put that in my game, or man, that's really pretty. Why is that pretty? It helps me a lot more get better at understanding what I like and why I like the thing, and then I can add it into my game. It makes it a lot of fun. Or, for example, man, I really like this mechanic. I wonder how it was done in the background. I should add this mechanic to my game. Or, I don't really like this mechanic, but why don't I like this mechanic? It gives it me more room to think and to brainstorm. It's a lot of fun. I can say that. Compared to how I played games before, it also makes me at times think to myself, okay, did they actually make a dialogue for this thing if I do this thing? Am I gonna get a little bit of a dialogue? Is there a block here? So it's made me also want to break games a little bit more, and what a cheerful person. It's made it so much more fun. Or for example, okay, hold on. I can say, in some aspects, it has been a great thing. In other aspects, it has not been. For example, we can go back to the League example. There's things now I don't like about certain games because I know from a game development perspective, why did they decide to do this thing? This is a terrible mechanic. They should remove it from the game. Or there's an Overwatch character that comes out that I'm thinking to myself, why is this character here? Or why does this character do this thing with that thing? That's terrible character design. Why would you do that thing? But it's fun. I do like I don't know. Yeah, ranting can be fun too. And welcome to the chat and spill the tea. Well, the thing is, it's like, it only happens in the moment that I think to the, man, what? Why? What made you come to that decision? And the fun is too is that even if I don't know the answer, it's still fun to chat about or to think about it. But I only ever really chat about it or think about it when it's in the moment. That's the issue, is that in the moment I think about it, I get excited, or I just get, what made you think of that thing that did that thing? It's fun though, I can say, and welcome to the chat. Overwatch! Yeah, we're at ad break sound. Welcome back from the ad break. I can at least say I liked Overwatch 1. I am not a fan of Overwatch 2, especially because they now made Overwatch 2 and they just removed the 2. It's such a shame. But again, it just gives me appreciation for dev works and seeing dev teams work behind it. And hey, Askerton. Welcome back in the stream. Welcome back in. That said, we were doing it to ourselves before I went on a rant. Oh my. So, what we need to do here is make sure that this is called the jump module. Then we'll go back to our spider target manager here. We want to then add a jump module. So JUMP-MODULE here. And it should work. Jump module, let's see, add you there, save you there. Why is the class name not working? Did I do this wrong? We have our spider here. It's called a class name here, right? Yeah, class name there. And do you have thoughts on GTA 6? Nah, it's not my type of game. Not my type of game, so I haven't been keeping up with it much and removed the 2 as well. Tell you. Oh my. I'm not a fan of very realistic games, but I'm a big fan of character design. I'm a big fan of characters. That's what led me to being a fan of hero shooters, but I'm not a big fan of like games like Call of Duty. And oh hi, I liked and subscribed. Well, thank you, Big Bad Wolf, and welcome into stream as well. Welcome in, and thank you all over again. I do hope you like it here. Let's see. As I click on jump module, there we go. Okay, so jump module, I think, is now a class name. We save this guy. We go back to our spider target manager here. Okay, yeah, we're good. And now, if I click on spider target manager, you can see it wants us to add a jump module. So I'll just drag and drop our jump module into here now. And what we want to have happen is that on task complete, once the calibration has been completed, we want to move the spider from the desk position to the bookshelf position. You can see that we have a desk position here and a book position. So we just want the spider to move from here to here, which shouldn't be too bad to do. Let's see if we can do it. For example, here, we would take our jump module, dot, and then you can see it says there should be like a launch. Yeah, jump module launch sprite. We take the start position, which is going to be our desk position. So our desk position here, and yeah, spider desk position, if I can type desk correctly, spider desk target, and we then take our spider bookshelf target. So I can go here, bookshelf target, bookshelf targets. Let's see, bookshelf target. Oh, if it lets me, bookshelf underscore target. There we go. Like that. And we are missing dot global position here, and we also need to do you here dot global position. So hold on, let me copy you here and then paste you here and do that there. Yeah, lovely. And Eris doesn't commit grand theft. She commits no breed. I commit no actions that are against the law. We've been over this, law abiding. Let me save this guy here, and let's see, does the spider move when we complete our calibration? I'm hoping, at least. And let me get a little bit of tea too as we're waiting. Well, hold on, I'm drinking on the actual paper of the tea bag. Oh my. Tasty. All right then, and I also need to make it a little bit warmer. It was a little bit too cold. So back to here. In our tutorial, let's see if the spider moves. And we don't talk about all the time she's removed the frontal lobes of characters that they didn't have any frontal lobes to begin with. They're all made out of Play-Doh. They're not alive, so they can't feel pain, and there is no pain to be felt either. GTA 6 is abundantly brief, otherwise you'd die. I simply wouldn't die. Oh my! We have here at the beginning, we then finish this up, like that, and now we go up to here, we then hold down Q, and this is what we're waiting on. Once calibration is completed, so once we exit out of the... Oh, for a second I thought it worked. Do you see it? Do you see how the reset button... Oh, also, my timer didn't go off, but I'm pretty sure 10 minutes has passed. I'm getting my glasses back. The reset is highlighted. There, it doesn't commit. Oh, I did that as well. It doesn't commit grand theft. She commits bugs into the code base. It's such a shame, I tell you. Let's go here. You can see the reset is highlighted, but we aren't able to move it. So, I mean, it's kind of sort of working. It's I can't do that. What you want to do first is go to the left here slowly but surely. If anything cracks, breaks, snaps, dislocates, or pops, call a doctor, call a lawyer, don't call me. I should not be held liable for anything that happens due to your own transgression. Let's go to the left here slowly. And then you also want to go to the right here a little bit slowly. And then you want to go back a little bit slowly. And also a little bit front slowly. Another one you can do too is you can hold this for about a minute. I don't have time for a minute. But you can hold this. And then you go down, and also do that a minute, so that's 2 minutes there. And then another one you do is I do a little bit of a stretch back to back here. We also have this guy here for about a minute or so, and then you also go down here for a minute or so. And then I can say, happily, stretched out. And oh, thank you for the subscription all over again. Nice to see that it does appear. Just wild that it doesn't appear immediately as soon as it happens. But I'm glad to see that it's working, technically speaking. So, When we click on continue, we expect the spider to jump. Are you ready to see if our jumping spider does the jumping thing? No, it does not do the jumping thing. Okay, well, let's go back to this guy here then. Let's go to on task completed, jump module, launch spider, spider desk here. The jump module going back to here, just super duper quickly here. We have our landed, looped. Landed should be true by default. It should work on loop, launch sprite. Sprite should jump. We've had a jump before. So why have you decided not gonna jump? On task completed, teleport here. Okay, so let's click on play and let's go through it and see why the spider does not jump. Do we ever reach this function or does it not ever get to there? We can go here, we can then go here to our tutorial, very quickly go through the tutorial here like this, then go up here, then hold down Q, then skip the tutorial here, and now, let's see. It should break out of the game because we should be in the function, but let's see, continue. So, it never reaches the function. Interesting. Okay, well, match completed. You know, I wouldn't blame it for not reaching the function. That looked a little bit off. On completed task here, on task completed. When are we calling on task completed? Let's go to find here. We have here, connect task screen, task action. We are looking for specifically on task completed here. And then we also have it on our task screen. We have task action done on first time open bookshelf, for example. And then we say whatever task is done. We have on task completed here. And then we have all tasks completed. So let's see. Override, hide, spell status indicator equal true. Update to next task. On calibration completed, update to next task. Do we reach? Just double checking here. This guy. Let's see. And I'm wondering, what's the issue? Why are we a little bit confused? I hope at least you have the spirit. As we go you here, we go you here. We then see about doing you here. So do next here. And we do all of you guys here. Yep. We then go to the next guy here. Skip all of that guy here. Let's then go. Oh, okay. I thought you were broken, Gabby. Current task equals null. We can go ahead. No, you are broken. You are broken. Let me out. Now go up. You don't want to go up. You want to go down all the way. Huh. The thing is, I've noticed that too, is that if I'm moving and it adds a breakpoint, she just goes infinitely into that next area, which is not handy for us. Let's just click on this guy here to see if it does enter into this. So let's click on play and then see what happens. So we did out, and then we have levels here. Then we have you here for tutorial. Let's go ahead and then skip all of this guy here. Let's then go up to here, hold down Q, go ahead and skip it. Here, calibration. Let's see, do you break out? You do break out. So task action complete calibration. Interesting one then. On task completed works here, but does on task completed work for our spider target manager? On task completed, match completed task. Task action complete calibration. Should work. Let's go ahead and close you here. I just want to double check. Does it work in this area here? If it's not entering, then something is definitely off somewhere else. And we do make sure to do .connect here. So it is connected there. Let's go to you here, go to you here. Oh, hold on. Back to main menu here, go back to levels here, go back to you here. Go ahead and do skip on here. Yep. Do that there. Do next. Then I should be able to just teleport to here instead of moving. That way it doesn't break it. Hold down Q. This guy should disappear eventually. And then we go here. Oh, no, I did it. I messed up. Reset, restart. I did that too. Good. And we'll go back to here, go back to here. Okay, we're back to here. Do. Yep, do all of that there. Go to next. No, you're still broken. That's okay. Let's go back to here, levels, then go back to here and here. Let's try this again without trying to add cheats into it. You there. And then you here. Okay, I guess I have to close it entirely. Interesting. And hi, flying priest. Welcome in the stream. Welcome back. I hope you've been well. Let's see here. Save can do. Hold on here. I can do a little save here. Thank you for that redeem. Saving has been done. Saving is super duper important. Let me click on play again, and then let's see. And thank you for the resubscription, Jaxus. It didn't do the music. I don't know why it didn't. Welcome back in. Hi. And Eris. Hi. Welcome back in, Jaxus. I hope you've been well. I hope the both of you have been wonderful, and thank you all over again for that resubscription team for 7 months in total. My, how sweet of you. Let's click to you here. Then we'll want to skip to here. And hi, Jaxus. Let's then go here, do all of that there. We'll then teleport to here, and then skip all of you here, and then go for hold Q here, and then we should be able to skip all of you here. So, do we get it? No. It never once goes to this function, despite the fact that we do add that into here. But for some reason, our target manager isn't ever going off. And you are a spider target manager, you are. So why is it the case that the signal isn't sounding off for this area? It's just not. Let me do one more test here. We'll do a print, and then we'll print out like that. And hi! How's everything going? What are you currently tackling in the tutorial? Our spider should jump. It's not jumping. He's not jumping to where he should go. Once you finish calibration, the spider should jump to the next location to show you, hey, this is what you need to do now. Interesting. Oh, no, this is right. That's correct. So it is going into the function. And then we should, let's see, go now here. And then we go here, which is another guy. That's good to go. And then we finish that. And now we should get another blah, blah, blah. We don't get another blah, blah, blah. How odd. Indeed. And I see. Yeah. So what's off? Why are you not going off is what I'm wondering. Task action complete calibration. Let's go ahead and take the completed task here and let's print that out instead. So what we're going to do is do print task action, tasks.action dot find key and print out completed task. Let's print that out. It should reflect what task we're currently doing. So let's see. I've been playing some Minecraft. Yeah, that's another thing too. I've been trying to get back into Minecraft. I want to make a forever Minecraft world. However, I keep adding mods and removing mods, and now the world is corrupted. So now I kind of don't want to get back into Minecraft because I have to restart the world or move or save all of the worlds or save all of the buildings I made. It's a whole thing too. I did want to get back into Minecraft though, but that Satisfactory has been old reliable. So tutorial items on table, and we have you here, and then now you've made a forever comfortable world. Yeah, the thing is it forever lags. I had Cobblemon installed, and then I deleted Cobblemon, and now the game's just trying to load entities that no longer exist. And well, just make one selection of mods and be done with it. The thing is, Eska, I'm not good at committing, and I recommend only a few quality of lives. I get bored very easily, and then I think to myself, or it's not even I get bored. I'll be online, I'll see a short that talks about a fun mod to add, and I think to myself, oh, that sounds like a great mod to add. Yeah, that's the problem with TC mods. Haven't heard of TC before, and I did read that, I think. Yeah. So let's see, entered kitchen has been completed. Then we hold down Q here. We should be able to see that after this guy, calibration has been completed. But we don't see calibration has been completed. Okay. Where are we doing has completed calibration? Hold on here, Control F, Control F, and then find task completed, COMPLETED, task completed. Where are we seeing task completed at? We have it appear here. Well then, utility task action started. Okay, I'm just wondering, our update to next task brings us to this guy here, and the electric plug of my washing machine is covered in water! I can let it dry! And total conversion? I see total conversion mods. Do you mean like a mod that changes everything about the world, not just really teeny tiny mods? I can see that, yeah. Let's see. Action entered kitchen, complete calibration, and I do need to wash clothes! And yeah, that's what I consider Cobblemon? Yeah. It's a big mod, so because I deleted a big mod, it has a lot of problems. And the risk of electrocution. Flying priest, make sure you do things safely. Always important. Do things slowly, safely, and through procedure. Chaos, not a good idea. Utility cafe player override, complete calibration. Why is it not calling what we need it to? On task complete. When do we call on task complete? It gets called in some areas, but specifically, it does not want to call our other guy, which is what I'm confused about. Why is it that our guy doesn't work in a safely? Nah, I'll be fine. That's what they all say. I'm wondering, in our spider target manager, we have here, and it prints out everything, but it doesn't want to print out our next guy. So it makes me wonder, Why is that? I want to do one more thing. Let's try going to the bookshelf. Maybe it's counting all of the tasks after they're done. That's how you always have your breakpoint. And what you need is absolute quality of life mods, then you make it your master point, and then you branch to bigger mods. Yeah, that's what I did. I started with the bare basics, and then I think to myself, okay, what are 3 mods I want to focus on? I want to focus on create. I want to focus on I wanted to do like a Pokeball factory, but I changed my mind and water can do. And I have a question. Are you
Cat
thirsty?
sat on keyboard, just redeemed water.
I wasn't, but I suppose I can have a little drink. Hold on here. So I want to test to see if we hold down Q here, and then we go to U here, and then we go to U here. Okay, so it's just skipping calibration entirely, which is what I'm confused about. And as a double check here too, if we go back to our target manager and I copy you, and then we go to our, let's see, task screen, I want to run the same guy in this here. All tasks completed. Yeah, LF current action is completed task. Yep. And here we go. You here. You know what I just realized? Maybe it's hold on. Current action is completed task. That's correct. That's definitely correct. Completed task is task action. You know what I wonder? What if we just copy that guy? Hold on, and use you to do spider here. Print, and then we have match completed task, and we have here if, and then current task equal action match completed task here. Oh, hold on, current task utility dot current task here. Hold on, UTILITY dot. Let me get that water here. I know I need to get the other water. Let me get it. Let's see. Water has been consumed. Thank you for that redeem. Let me go ahead and close this guy here and water. Oh my. Let me then save this guy here, play this guy. This should work though, which is why I'm confused on why it's not working. Do you want to talk about it, Godot? I'm open to it. Levels here, then we go to you here, and then we have you as angry because you're nil. Gotcha. Okay, so utility hasn't been set up yet. So it makes me wonder, why is it the case that match completed task? We do go into this guy, but we don't go into it for, and you know what I'm also going to do as well? Task action complete calibration. That is the only calibration that we have here. But for some reason, both functions are running the same. Godot, I don't feel like talking about my issues. Oh boy. You could say Godot. Let me go to you here. I'll remove you here. And what I want to do is task action complete. On completed task, we have you here, which is the same as you there. So why? What we'll do is go back to our task screen here. And what we can see is that if current task action equals all of you, then we do enter into you. So, why is it the case that on completed task, we all have you here, all tasks completed? I don't want to add another signal in here because that sounds redundant, and I don't like redundant. So, let's see, go back up to here. We do on task action done, and then we connect it. So why is it spellcasting continue button press on calibration completed? Yeah, okay, let's go back to our spider guy here. Let's copy you here and make sure this is the same guy. Yes, so it is. Oh, that's too many prints. On task action done. It should then print out the task action. And it did print it out, but it skips over completed task, or it skips over calibration, which is where I'm confused at. And just as a double check here too, to make sure that it's not because it is me pressing the skip button, let's double check. It should still work fine because the skip button just gets you to the end screen. So, just to make sure we cross our eyes, dot our T's, let me make sure it's not because it's a debug tool issue. And we can do that by just spamming through all of this here, which gets us the calibration done, and then continue. So no, it is not an issue there. So, task completed, complete calibration. My question then becomes, we go to our task screen here, we can go ahead and remove our target arrow, not needed. We can also remove task here since it's also not needed. We can go ahead and remove task screen here. An unrelated question, but utility is being used to reference a utility script. Yes, indeed. Right, you are, Jaxus. Yes, you are correct. Utility is a script I use when I want our scripts to talk between each other, the utility is like the global guy, the mastermind, the manager that gets to talk to everyone. And you'll notice right away, utility is very big because it has to know about a lot of different things. And why is this tutorial made so complicated? Step 0, don't do the step. Step 1, do that, etc. Sounds easier. Sounds like you're making a lot of rules, and I don't like a lot of rules. Rules are great and everything, but do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. That doesn't sound very appealing. You gotta light them up with cookies first. And ma'am, I just noticed my redeem button is missing. Oh, hold on. Ame, you are very correct. Hold your horses here. There we go. There you go. Oh my. And then nice. I just finished the 3rd unit of my C# class. So a lot of things are starting to make sense to me. Like reference another.
Jotun just redeemed. Press the button.
What does do? Well, Ame pressed the big button, so. Oh my, and oh no, I have a bad feeling about this. Looks at me, someone's got a thing for big shoulders. I mean, you press the button, that means office lady Yasadina. You find yourself in this business environment because Ame pressed the button. You can blame Ame for this. It just so happens that this button that was pressed brings you to this business environment, and the only way to leave is through the elevator. And lucky for you, the elevator button has already been pressed thanks to Ame. And since there's no way to leave, there's no doors, there's no windows, there's no stairways. That's okay. That's right for where there is a moment of opportunity, and it's not like you're technically being trapped here. That's okay. And there's no stairs. We went over this, Jaxus. Your eyes like a phoenix. Welcome to the elevator pitch. Usually done at the beginning of stream, unless someone decides to open up the button and press it. The pitch is that I talk about my game in 45 seconds or less, and it helps at getting better at explaining my game to you in a short amount of time. If you haven't been here before, if you haven't been here in a second, or maybe you were just here 5 minutes ago, that game is no longer then. Necrotype Cafe, a rhythm typing cafe game I've been making for 2 years now. So if I go ahead and click on this guy, when 45 seconds reaches it, we'll give it a go. And maybe we need to swap mods in the elevator mission until that one corrupts. Oh my, and I like to see my clothes, and I have to watch a lot of mods in order to understand the elevator pitch. Oh my, and I'm being pitched into oblivion. Are you ready? Welcome to Necrotype Cafe, a rhythm typing cafe game where you play as Gabriella, a necromancer sent by her necromancy family to Mercedes Wizard of Magic Academy. But she doesn't want to become a necromancer now. She wants to become a baker, a chef, so she decides to open up a hidden cafe in the part of the school where she serves her fellow wizard customer students. The idea is that not only is the cafe sim, it's a rhythm typing game. That comes to the fact that in this world, magic is done via poetry. So in order to serve food, in order to summon it, you have to type to the beat. You have to type out different rhythms, different poems, different methods, different music, all in all to serve your customer students wizards. Not only is it about fast pace, it's also about serving up different instruments as well as different flavors. And as you go along, you'll have to serve in combined different flavors, for example, bittersweet, sweet bitter, spicy, minty, all different flavors combined. And by the end of the semester, you'll be able to show everyone that you don't have to be a necromancer to be successful. You can fool you can follow your dreams. It's not like I ran on a timer or anything. Just do it! There. How about an 8? I like the number 8. And hi, Panda. Welcome back into stream. Welcome back in. I understood almost nothing, but I do fear for my life. You can have my wallet. Perfect. And with that, back to our regularly scheduled program, I don't ya? Yes, I hear the dinging of the elevator, which means that is my time. Oh my! Welcome to this thing here. Ring a little of this thing here, and I should be good to go. Oh my! And then if we go ahead and do a little bit of this as well. Oh my! And 8.58. We're averaging. I'll take it. And thank you, Just Houston. Please correct me if I'm wrong on the name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. Welcome in. And yes, back to our regularly scheduled program as I posture check.
Flying underscore Chris underscore
I bring you back
06
into
just
programming here.
posture check.
And basically, me trying to do a sale pitch at a mobile carrier store to potential phone buyer or subscriber, except sometimes I can't decipher, and it is a bit fast and not very pronounceable speech. Yeah, I need to work on my speech. I need to work on enunciation and making my words clear, because I can talk quickly, but can I make sure the words are understandable? And release cost is 50 USD. I'm on a 90% discount. And that's how you press the button. And I come out of the elevator with a new type of PTSD. Breathing, we can do. You can take a deep breath in. All that. Then take a deep breath out. Then take a deep breath in. Hold it. Then take a deep breath out. One more time. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And then take a deep breath out. There we are. Thank you for that redeem, Esta. And as she speaks so fast, I understand 1/3 of the words, and I'm being pitched into oblivion over being pitched. I mean, we need to swap modular for the other speech, and I read that. And, all right, I set my clothes in washing. Oh, how lovely. And I read that as well. Why are there no windows? Let me out of this building. And you don't need to leave, Jaxus. There is no escape. And your pitch is so fast, I do not understand what you're saying at all. I simply admire the speed at which you're talking. And don't forget the other redeem. Yes, I did do the posture check as well. Oh my, and I did realize so lovely. Yeah, the thing is, I want fast speech, but also clear speech. So when I start slurring my words together, like Random Typing Cafe game, it works, but I want to be able to say it clearly. Random Typing Cafe game, like that. Let me go ahead, and since it seems to be the case that our calibration guy, I'm just wondering, is it the case that all tasks have been completed and then we update to the next task? Why is that just not working? And I went from banning your words to making the chat hear the elevator pitch. The power you hold on me. I do think certain speeds are reserved for rappers and auctioneers. Oh my, I've been trying to get better at one verse in Hamilton, so it helps out a lot. Oh my, let's see. Not only that, in the Heights too, and speed is because her day job is an auctioneer. Sold to the man in the yellow hat. Let's see, update to next task. Task completed. I'm wondering, we have update screen here. You can see it says task action started. I'm curious to see if we move it to task action started, does it at all fix it? I'm just curious to see. It shouldn't, and I hope it doesn't, and it just feels wrong, but let's see. And $5 to Alana, or $5 on lot A, and I did realize so lovely. So let's go back to our spider here, our Spooter, where are you at? Spooter target manager, and I'm just curious to see if we were to instead assign it to this guy here, and then we do on task completed, so task action started, so on task started, STARTED instead, and we do here, and then we do here, and then we set this to started, STARTED, started task. I just want to see if this works. I'm curious to see. We'll copy this guy here, and the task action started is going to be to go to bookshelf. So go to bookshelf, and you know, it kind of can make sense, right? If it is gonna go to bookshelf, then that means the spider should go to the bookshelf. I can see that working out. I can, and just another 4K chat points, and I will make her talk like a Texan Wookiee. How do you even do that? Oh my, let me click on this guy here. You know, I think I have tried to do, I've done Texan, maybe that's how you say it. I think I've done maybe Chewbacca as well, but it has to be actual words. It can't just be mumble. It can't be me either. We have gone over those rules. Let's get a tutorial here, then go to here, and here, and then move you up to here. There we go, hold on Q. Skip, continue. Task completed, complete calibration. Go to bookshelf. Aha. So it's just not trying to do the function I'm thinking. It's like task completed, go to bookshelf. But we're not actually doing start a task. Yeah, this guy's just not running. Okay, what we're going to do then is undo all of these. Well, actually no, I do like the idea of doing on task started, and I choose Wookiee then. I choose you. I'm going to disconnect our spider target manager, detach script, yup. And then I'm going to save you here. And does it run the exact same way? I wonder. Does it get a little bit confused? I wonder, because something's not working with our spider target manager, and I'm not too sure what. So the spider did move when we did initialize it. That's what this guy did here. You can see it teleports spider to desk. So, spider.freeze. Yeah, you're fine there. So spider target manager, I'm just not sure why it's breaking. We have our spider target manager here. We then have our spooter here. So grab our spooter. We also have our jump module. Grab the jump module here. We also then grab the target here, which is the desk target and the bookshelf target. So why is it the case? Oh, hold on. This has to be connect, doesn't it? But it was connect earlier. I do remember it being connect. So we connect both of those, try it again, and let's see. Fingers crossed. But I don't know, because all in all, it looks like it should work. It feels like it should work, but I'm missing something. I'm missing something clearly. And we have a debugger here. What are you angry about? Task action started, callable, cannot convert argument 1 from callable to int. What is the issue here? Calling from signal, and notice that too. A spider target manager on task started. Why did it all of a sudden break as soon as I added it here? Task action started on task started. What did I do that just made it angry? Error calling from signal. Cannot convert argument 1 from callable to int. We have here emit task action started and clear table here. It is a callable, so that should be right. It should be a task action, so that's correct. We do emit and then, oh, I see. No, I don't. No, yeah. Why are you emit? Have you always been emit and I just didn't see it? And why is it clear table? If not, task action, delete items from plate. Okay, well, let's see. Doing that there, click on that there. I don't know why I did that. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Interestingly enough, something breaking broke everything else that I thought was working. So we have you here, you here, you here. Go up to you here, hold down you here. Let's go ahead and also just remove you here because you don't actually need to clear the tables. Let's go ahead and just do this guy here. There we go. Actually, hold on. Clear tables, I do like the idea of, but let's remove that callable there. And emit broke the entire thing. Emit was always there though. And why is it always past theirs? That makes something weird. The thing is, and past theirs is always current ears, but it's a little bit, they're already happened. We have you here, you here, you here. Yep, okay, so we go up to here. Table should be filled, so we hold down Q. We can do that there, then we continue. Click on continue here. I don't know what I did, I'll be honest. I don't know what I did or why it's working, but it's working, so you know what. Do we really question it then? Is there a reason to question it? It's working, so you know what? I guess we go with that. But why is this little shadow not aligned right in past this? This will totally make sense in the future. The shadow is a little off and I don't know why. Click on continue here, look at the little shadow. It's just off by a little bit. And it's done, guys, ship it! Yeah, so after this, after the spider jumps here, what we want to happen is we want to call now the next conversation. So let's go ahead and set that up. We can do that by making a script here. You can see that there's a lot of scripts already. We have hint go to bookshelf, hint open, hint all of these guys here. Let's then go ahead and do. I think technically for now we can just make it open bookshelf and go from there. That's fine to do, I think. So on our spider target manager, after the spider finishes launching over to here, we'll have the spider talk again. So we can do here, utility dot, and then we'll go ahead and say to do dot, play dialogue, or how about this dialogue, dialogue, and play dialogue. Yep, play dialogue. And we want to play the dialogue, or dot emit here. And we want to play the specific dialogue of, if we go down here a little bit, emit, and I forget how we do play dialogue here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just do Control F here, and Control Shift F actually, that way I can get it. Okay, so we take the dialogue script, so dialogue script, and we'll do here dialogue script dot, and let's just make it the introduction again. I think that's fine, dot name, dot introduction, since it's a back and forth. Actually, not, let's do dot name dot test. There we are. So it should play the dialogue as soon as it finishes. And we'll go ahead and do this. And hi, Jum. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in and welcome back. I hope your days, or insert time zone here, has been wonderful so far. And if it's broken, just start over from scratch. It's always faster the second time. Yes, I go from developing this game in 2 years to developing it in 1.5 years. Look at that efficiency. Oh my. Let's go ahead. I'll mute the music for a quick second here. That way we can hear the game here. So, conversation happens. Like that. After that, the player will then be prompted to go to this area here. Good to go. After that, the player is then prompted to hold Q. They will then finish out the calibration to however their heart content is. Click on continue. After continue, the spider then speaks again. The spider is in that area now. And now we have the arrow key. Once that happens, then the player will go over to this area here. and then they'll have to open up the bookshelf. After they open up the bookshelf here, they'll either A, open up the potions, or B, close it. So we're going to need to, yep, and it says even go open book. It's Monday. It now has a conversation where you can go to, do we want that to happen? I don't think so. I think if the screen is open, we don't want the spider to speak. So let's go ahead and also account for that, and then we'll make a backup, and then we can get started on the book quest possibly. Let's see, as I go to Obsidian here super quickly to make sure, and I do wonder what kind of functions / variables go in a utility script instead of their own scripts. Just curious, since I'm scratching their surface on global classes. I consider utility as that, utility. It's like a toolbox. What would go in a toolbox that could be used everywhere? What do I need everything else to know about? I need everything else to know about what level it is. I need everything else to know about the player. I also use utility if it's a function I use a lot everywhere. For example, if you go back to utility here, you'll see that I have down here a function for hiding things, showing things, setting a new variable. I also have here checking to see what objects are in range of the player. So there's a lot of just also handy functions that I found I use everywhere. You can remove highlight here, or a dictionary. I have a function that just prints out a dictionary, so I don't have to keep printing out and testing dictionaries. It takes a dictionary and it does everything on its own. So it's a lot of also just, what are things I think are handy? The thing is, this utility script is also 2 years old. I have not cleaned it. A lot of it's dead code. I plan to clean it when the demo is done. But all in all, if it's something that's used everywhere, I put it in utility. And if it's something, if it's something I use everywhere and that doesn't have a home. Some other scripts are also utility. For example, I have here, let's see if we go to DIALOGUE dialogue here and we go to dialogue parser. This dialogue parser is also a global script like utility. However, because it's specifically for loading dialogues from files, it gets the topic of only functions related to loading the dialogue. That's its job. It is utility, so I can call it from anywhere, but it only deals with dialogue. So that guy's there. I have a lot of other parsers here you can see. I have a manager, I have parsers. They're also utility, technically, they're globals. And that's the hope of it. After dialogue, destroy spider. The spider's your little familiar, the creative force. Why would you want to do that? If you hurt the spider, if you hurt the familiars, you hurt the wizards. So it's not good. No, I see. Earth's cleaning your room. Global script. I will eventually. Everything else is clean, but the global script. I am happy to report that at the very least. What we want to do here is that we were having the issue of when you interact with the spider, if the hint is open, we can't allow the hint to open if it is the case that the screen is enabled. So what we need to do is make sure that the screen isn't good. You can see here it says to interact, and we have play hint dialogue. What we're actually going to do here is that if, and this is where we need to see about the current screen, if utility, and this is where we can grab the utility dot screen. So if select screen is open, don't do it. So I can go ahead and do here. If not, the select screen is open. So if we have the selection screen open, don't do dialogue. We also want to check to see, or if not, or and not utility. This is where we can also grab the game mode. So let's see, current game mode, current game state is, and then we can do here the game state. And the game state, I believe, is there's like an options menu. So options, game states. There's different game states I have. So we do game state here. I should be able to see it. Game state cafe, spell casting. So we also don't want to add this guy here for spell casting. And we also want to make sure that our current game state screen, you can see here, game state here. We also want to make sure that the pause screen is not enabled. We want to make sure the pause screen is disabled. So we can go back to our guy here. And actually what we can do is, where are we at with our guy here? We're just on our spider. Spooter, come back here. Yes, so we want to make sure the select screen is not opened. We also want to make sure that the current game state is cafe. So game state is cafe. So game state is cafe. So we're in the cafe. That's when dialogue can work. And not. And this is where I would want to do something like true, or false instead. It makes it a little bit easier. So let's do that. It might make it easier to understand this. So what we're going to do here is do a var for screen, let's see, I don't know what to call it, so we're just going to do test. Let me show you what I want to do. As I can do here, test, and then we can set it to be equal to, test is a bool, or no, it's going to be an array of bools here, bool here, and then what we can say is equal to, and what I want to do is do this guy here, and then we're going to grab our other guy. So I want to make sure that our current game state, so utility.current game state is current game state, and then we can grab this guy here. So current game state.pause screen equals pause screen. So let's do this guy here. So let's use utility here. So utility there. And there's an easier way to do this actually. What we can say is if you, and then we can do if not, or actually if the utility screen is open. So if utility.pause screen, let's see, utility dot, and I don't remember how to say it, select screen is open. If the select screen is open, return, like that. Then what we can say is that if we have a current game state, if current game state, or how to say this, hold on, if utility dot current game state, so if there is a current game state, actually if it is equal to null, also return, because we don't have a current game state. Otherwise, we can also say if utility dot current game state, so current game state is not, if not blank is, and we'll do utility dot game state cafe, so game state, hold on, game state cafe, so we'll do here game state cafe, so game state cafe. Then we will also want to return, and we'll also do here if it's not, so if not, and then lastly, one more, we say if, and then we say if it is the case that the current game state is pause screen is enabled, so we can go ahead and grab this guy here. If utility.current game state pause screen enabled, also return. And then that allows us not to do any of what I just did earlier. I can just do this. There. We have tested everything. I think it's easier to read than if else. I like this a lot easier. I like this a lot better. There we are. Right. So if the select screen is open, don't do anything. If there's no game state, don't do anything. If the game state's not the cafe, also don't do anything. And if the pause screen is enabled, don't do anything. So that should hopefully guard it so that if we are next to the spider and the bookshelf, it's not going to try to interact with the spider because it's not able to. So we go back to here, go back to here, go back to tutorial. I also need to meet this guy here so that the music is in double. Then we can go ahead and skip all these guys here, and then let's go back up to here, and then we'll hold down Q, and then go ahead and skip this guy here, then go to continue here. The spider will then go to there. This will then launch the interaction, and once they're done talking, as this will be the bookshelf hint, then you go to here. Once you're here, you click on open. You can't open it because you can't interact with the spider. However, if you're here, you can see flavor still. Ooh, you can't interact with the spider. I guess because this is enabled, so you kind of have to wiggle around. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. We would need to make it so either, because this, you're in the spider's range. If you're selecting both, I guess in this case, we want the spider to interact with first if we are near the spider. So if you can't interact with the spider, interact with the spider first before the bookshelf. So if we go back to our player guy here, if we go back to our player, are we interacting with the spider above everything else? Let's see. If we go back down to here, back down to here, and I believe we are. If we go to interact with item interactables and range, we can actually see interact with, and actually it's going to be input. But I believe it already is the case. You can see if spider already here and spider highlighted. However, what I'm guessing is happening is that you get next to the spider. So so when you're here and the spider is highlighted and the bookshelf is highlighted, even though technically speaking, you can go to the spider, you can select the spider because the spider is highlighted. I think what we might have to do is check to see if the spider is highlighted, then choose the spider over the bookshelf. I like that a little bit more. So what we're going to do is go back to the bookshelf here, and then our bookshelf area here, our bookshelf tab here, our bookshelf scene, we can go to our bookshelf, and on our bookshelf, you can see that we have an open, and what we actually need to do is go to here. So if action is pressed, interact, and the player can interact, and the player is in the area. Otherwise, don't do anything. And this is one here where I would want to go other, undo, or something like that. So we can definitely clean that up to look like the other one. I think might have to be our case. So, well, actually, no. This is all one thing. So if it is that, we could also do if not, return. So that is also a case. But the thing is, we don't need to return always if it's not that. So that's why they're both here. So what I'm thinking is at least if the current task is not equal to null, what we're actually going to need to do and utility.cafe.spider. Spider. And then we do is highlighted. And we say and not to the highlight. So if the spider is not highlighted, then open up the bookshelf. If the spider's highlighted, then we want to interact with the spider. let's also make sure that that happens. So let's click on you here, click on you here, click on you here. Go through this very quickly to see about that clause case. Go up to here, go back to you here, hold on Q, go ahead and skip this guy here, click on continue here. We get the interaction here, and then we have here. So I'm here, I want to interact with the spider. We can't interact yet, can't find task, open bookshelf. So in this case, the spider would be talking to you. It would tell you to open up the bookshelf. It says can't find task, open bookshelf, because the spider doesn't have an open bookshelf hint. So let's also make sure we do that here. If I go ahead and just do spider, or actually, we don't even need to do spider. We go to our dialogue parser here. So dialogue parser here. Parser, dialogue parser. Let's just do it down here. I think it'll, hold on. I got to blow my nose, or sneeze actually. Hold on. I'm all good. Let's see. If I go for our parser, dialogue parser, I thought I had it up here, but apparently I don't. Calibration par, dialogue script, dialogue parser here. Okay, so this is where we get our hints at. You can see there's open book, there's also open book hint. We don't have one for open bookshelf. That's why it's getting a little bit confused. So let's just very quickly add that, which should not be too bad to do. We'll do here, open book. There's also open bookshelf, so go to bookshelf, open bookshelf. So very quickly, just copy that guy here. Do var open bookshelf. So let's see, open bookshelf, open OPEN underscore book, okay, yeah, open bookshelf here. And we'll make this the other guy. So I actually have to do this guy here. Then we'll have to go for our hints. If we have the dialogue area somewhere, dialogue manager, yup. Ah, here we are. Hint open book. Let's go ahead and duplicate this guy. And I'm going to make it open bookshelf. So open bookshelf here. And then we can click on OK. And then it'll give us open bookshelf. I can drag it using holding down control. I'll drag it into here. Then we can go ahead and save this guy. And then down here in our open bookshelf, hint open bookshelf here. I'll also make this guy here open bookshelf. So go to bookshelf hint. We need a dialogue name of open bookshelf. So go to bookshelf, open bookshelf. So bookshelf will go here. We can then copy this guy, go back to our dialogue parser here. Oh, that's a lot of, yeah. At least here, Paolo, eventually, it's going to read from the files. Eventually. I already even have it implemented to read through the files, but because of something to do with Godot, and I don't know what it is, but because of how Godot has it, and I'm not too sure, but I can't upload it like this if I have it read all of the files. It doesn't like reading the files if it's on the web. If it's on the computer, it's fine with reading the files, downloading all the files and doing it automatically. But since it is the case that it is going on the HTML version, yeah, I know, don't worry, I do know. Also, because we're doing the testing here, I would like to have it, and it is the case that I do have a way to do it automatically reading from the file. For example, I think if I go to flavor, I have it, flavor parser, yep. In the flavor parser, I have it implemented, where you can see flavor good, all of these guys here. There's only one file that it has to look at, and I had a location of even all the flavors. Don't you worry. Let me go ahead and close this guy here. So with that said, we'll also just go to our open bookshelf script here and do that there. So open bookshelf here, and we'll also do here task for open bookshelf. So I'll do this guy here, and then we'll set this to be open bookshelf here, and then we'll also do task action open bookshelf here. There we go. All right, and why are you angry now? Dialog script.name dot open bookshelf here. There you go. Okay, it should be good to go. Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and click on play here. Before that, we also need to add a open bookshelf here. So we'll do here, open bookshelf script. And we also want to say go open the bookshelf. So bookshelf, we'll just make this in capitals. Bookshelf, SHELF. Go open the bookshelf. Go ahead and save it here. Click on play. All right. So with that said and done, let's see if this guy works. And I'll click on play. We'll click on levels here. We'll then go to the tutorial here. So when we interact with the spider should say, go open the bookshelf. We'll go up to here. You can also see tier 2 that it says focus Gabby because you need to go to the area there. So this is working. This is working as intended. I don't think I have it set up. No, I do. This is for the spider to speak to you there. And then we have this guy here. Hold down Q. We can go ahead and skip the calibration here like that. Spider then jumps. We have the next conversation here, which is good. We can also see here, spider, yep, focus Gabby on the bookshelf here. They want you, if you skip over to here, it also says to focus. And we also go to here, it also says go to the bookshelf. So that also happens. So we can go ahead and then go to the bookshelf here. And then this guy opens up and it says open book. And oh, actually, I did this wrong, didn't I? I needed to talk to it. Oh, it says go open the book. Yeah, you can see, go open the book. We are next to the bookshelf, we're next to the spider. But it allows us to see go open the book, and you can also see here that when we're here, or when we're here, because we've selected both, And this guy also as well. So yeah, it's working as intended, which means we can move on to the book, which is great. Let's go ahead and close this guy here. I'll make sure to save it here. And then water, can do.
Cat
Let
sat
me
on
get
keyboard,
a
just redeemed water.
refresh on this guy here. So open bookshelf, done. And then we'll go ahead and click on commit and push. And to remind you where we're at in terms of steps and guides as I get a little bit of watch here. Let's see. Water has been consumed. Thank you for that one. If I bring you back into concepts here super duper quickly, and we click on concepts here, you'll see, and a second here, yep, we're good. You'll see that we are here. So starting off with this area here where you can see, oh no, actually, hold on. Well, what does it say? I can't see it, it's so small. It says add control to select screen, auto lock control, end of calibration. Add control to select screen. Oh yes, add control to select screen. We completely forgot to do that. Never mind. Hold on, add dialogue between directions. Let's get rid of some of these guys super duper quickly. So done, add spider movement in between. That has been done, so we can go ahead and click on that guy. That guy's done. We also have done our dialogue between directions. That has also been completed, so add that in there too. Auto lock control, we aren't going to be able to do add control for select screen. Yeah, we won't be able to do auto lock. Let's very quickly see about adding the control. And then we'll do the book. Or actually, I'll save that for later. I will do that later. I'll save it for later. Yep. We'll do task here. Okay, and which leaves us with add control for select screen, which I'm also going to do. So let's see, task here. And then we have add control for select screen. We'll call that done for now since I'll do it off stream. So we'll do this as done. And with that said, next step is going to be to add the book to bookshelf. So let's see, task, make open book task. There we are. Make open book task. And then we'll go ahead and copy you here. Actually make book a little bit bigger, so capital B. Copy you here and paste you here. And now we have the next guy on the list. How wonderful. Okay, well, let me click on concepts here. So how it works at the moment is that you have Gabby here, you have the arrows turning the directions, you have the little dialogue that appears, and hi Ed, welcome in the stream, welcome in and welcome back. I hope you've been well and your insert times on here has been wonderful so far. We have the little spider, the spider speaks in dialogue, Gabby then has to move to the spot, and hi Pot, welcome into you too as well. I still have to get used to the dialect, not gonna lie. No, I'm still getting used to it. Look at the way the hair bounces, the little buns, I think it's so cute. We can slide here, so first off, movement, you go behind the desk, that works out fine in D&D. After that, you have the calibration screen pop up. I'll add the spider dancing around, that will be added, not at the moment in time, but the spider will be added, and then we have the calibration. Once calibration is completed, then we have to make the dish for the spider. In that case, you'll be directed to go to this area here, and this is where we're at. We have to blur out the flavors to say, oh, Gabby, are you confused? Do select. It's okay if she also selects it too because there's a trash can there, if need be. We also have the E here. So we need to prompt Gabby to open up the spacebar and that will open up the book. So we need to have it appear on screen and really cute, thank you. We need to have the book, or we need to have it say space. And then, when space is held, the book will be opened. And I see checks constant BB art finally influences canon appearance. What do you mean? And it's been like that for a long time, at least. The initial look of him was based off of the animation I did one time, but after that, he got cutified. But the issue was, his cutified version was not made with the initial plush version, so he's now finally up to date, but all the art has been cute after that one time that he was more of a darker grade. Oh my. That said, yes, so we need to enable the book to be opened, and we also need to check and space book animation, little sparkle, question mark. Yes, so we need to blur out the flavor, and we also need to have the book open. So there's a few things we need to do. Let me go ahead and do a little task here as we do task. So we're going to have a task here for blur flavor names. Blur flavor names. We also need to prompt task, prompt player to open book. There we are. So blur flavor names, and we also need to prompt the player to open book. So let me copy you here, paste you into there, and let me also copy this guy here, and also paste you into there. Those are also objectives that need to happen. So I think the easiest to start off would be to blur the flavor names. So let's go back into programming here. And with that said and done, I can also now close all of these guys since we might need them later, but not right now. So close all of you can be gone, and we'll keep the cafe open. And with that said, now we need to also add in our task screen because that's going to be a thing. So task screen can go here. Not only do we need the task screen, we're going to need to blur the words which are going to be in the bookshelf screen. So let's see, screen select, something like that. Flavor select screen, screen select. So see screen, select. Let me try to do. I don't know what that means. It looks angry. I don't know. I haven't run into it before. We'll go ahead and do screen on here. We need to find our select screen. So we have our home screen here, control screen, task screen, interactable screen. I'm looking for specifically the select one. I can't remember what I called it. Spell testing screens, levels, menu, game. Let's see, if I do select here, SELECT, does it pop up select, flavor select button, item select icon, interactable, interactable select screen is what I called it. And hello, error/chat, hello, the Voltic 8, and welcome into stream, welcome in, and welcome back. We have here our flavors, and our flavors get populated by our item icon, this guy here. This is responsible for saying the words and names. Now, I was curious to see if there was possibly a shader, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I like the idea of having a shader with the words either moving or something else. Granted, that's more of a quality of life change, not really needed, but it makes me wonder, is there a way to jumble words, jumble text, shader possibly, Godot 4, and ads already might. Okay, I'll Google and see about doing a little bit of jumbly. And with that said, while I'm Googling that, ad breaks will happen, so don't worry, you won't miss anything. It's just going to be Googling and copy paste and seeing about that. But when we come back, I'll explain if I do happen to find something I really enjoy. So I'll click on this guy here, and it says create a shader material, assign a new shader file, and do all of these guys here. So it's suggesting I grab this guy here. We then add a shader here, so it's going to be offset. Nope, we're looking for texture, material. We grab material here, go for canvas item material. Hold on, let me see. Canvas item material, yes, canvas item material. So material here is going to be a canvas item material. And this guy here is going to need to be, we need to make you, save as, how do I open you? I don't know. How do I open you? Material, blend, resources here, load to scene. I would like to create you. So if we do save as possibly, and then we set this to be cafe, book UI, we'll then save it to be a blurry words, blurry text, blurry text, canvas item, blurry text, canvas item. So blurry text, canvas item like this guy here. And then I think if I copy you here, save you here, go back into you here. Oh, hold on. Blurry text, canvas item. How do is it a script I add? I thought it was like a shader where you could just open it up here. Is that not how it works? We have blend mode, mix, normal, light mode, all of you guys here, resource, load. There's a script here for rough counted. File, open, file expector, and hi, Sizix maybe. Please correct me if I'm wrong with the name. I do tend to butcher it. Welcome into stream, welcome in. And thank you for the follow as well. We have here new shader, load shader file, maybe. And then do cafe here, and do book, and then do UI, and then do blurry text item canvas. Here, I think, no, this is outline. How do you open up a canvas shader? Let's see, create a new shader material, label control, assign a new shader file, and pass the following code. Interesting. So maybe we just have to make a new one? And sub 6 million word per hour, girly! New model since I've been here last. Hi, Zero! Welcome into stream! Speaking of business suits and elevator, and dude, welcome in, and thank you. I'm glad I at least hope you like it. Let's see here, as we change type, possibly, convert to shader material. Yeah, and then we can open it, possibly. Shader here. Okay, I think this is it. And then you grab the code here for shader bit here. You would do shader type canvas item here. And that's this guy. And display vertex. Ooh. That's pretty neat. And hold on here. Can we do tab instead of all the spaces? Okay. And for a shader here, I'm curious to see as well. Shader parameter, speed, amplitude. I mean, how do we want it to show up, do you think? And hi, Clark, welcome. We could do that. I definitely think that would make it look a little blurry. There's also speed we can remove. We can up the speed here too. make it super fast so you can't see it. But I was looking for something more of like displacement. And Bobby needs anime girl eyes. Here's an anime girl eye in my heart. Oh, you're winning, son. Oh, Ryan, welcome back from the outbreak. Welcome back. You've missed not a thing. Right now, I just added the shader material. I Googled it, found this guy online. And while I do like the idea of it, I'm not too sure if I want it to be like this here. I was hoping for something that would kind of make the words a little bit blurry. That's what I would hope for, like jumble texture shader blurry. Is there like a blurry idea you can go for here, or what exactly? No more stirring the blurry text, fix the blurry text. No, I want to add blurry text. Add pixel snapping. If your text is shimmery and jumpy, the shader's calculate position offset. No, I want to make the text blurry with a shader. Godot 4, make text blurry with shader. With shader. Make blurry text with shader. You cannot easily use a screen shader directly on the text because of it, but there is a shader type of blur type. Okay. And an average color simple pixels. And with that said, I wonder, void fragment's already here, right? There's void vertex. I think those are two different guys. So maybe you can just put them together. An idea! I'm all open to ideas. There's a 3x3 sample grid. So it makes me wonder, controls the intensity of the blur. What happens if I just grab this? I'm curious to see. If I put that there then, what happens? Interesting. This guy here has the blur weight, blur amount. And what does this do? Yeah, that doesn't really do it. Not really. Interesting. Okay, let's undo this guy here. And save you there. Yeah, I would want more of like a blurry idea. And blurring text with a shader. Let's see. Texture UV, this is a minimum map blur. Trying to make a custom font. Yep, rudder, Godot text, no effects. Use viewport in GIMP, create a text with save as image. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for either. Let's see. Requests for blur effect for texture here. Simple blur. Yeah, I was hoping for something more, a little bit of a simple blur. Interesting. Okay, and then there is, and how are you doing? Doing lovely, I can say 100%. I've been having such a lovely time. The issue is finding shaders where you need them, but either way, it works out well, I'd say. There is this guy here, which is shader code. So if we go here, you can see it says shader type canvas item. If we remove that there, what does that do? We save it there, and it's angry because uniform vector 4 color. Interesting. Is it because vector 4 needs to be like vector 3 or something? If we go to outline super quickly, what does it say? There's vector 4 here, and there's vector 4 here. So why is it not too happy with the vector 4? Is it because it's text, do you think? Nice. Yeah, how about yeah? Let's see. If I go back to here then, why is it angry about the vector 4? Simple blur, Godot simple blur mixed with the color. Interesting one here. Yeah, not enough there. I'm curious to see, what does this guy do then? If we grab all of you and just very quickly just put you there, what does that do? Yeah, it's not too happy about our vector 4. Why is that? Is it because it's an outline? There's vector 4 in this guy here, and it's shader type canvas item, so that should work. But maybe it's an old guy. There's like a color over. I'm not too color over. Yeah. If we go back to here, there's uniform vector 4 here. So if I copy this guy super quickly, I just want to see. Uniform vector 4, you there. Expected valid type hint after this. Hint color? Maybe you do source color here? Like that? Does that help? Maybe? No, it does not. Interesting. And I'm doing fine, thank you. Washing clothes done. Thankfully, there's no incidents with the electricity. Oh my! Well, I'm glad you came out safely the other side, Flying Priest. My goodness. Let's see here. You there. Yeah, I would like some sort of blurry shader. Simple blur. Yeah. We can go to a website that says shaders here, and if we go for blur, I can actually show you what I'm looking at. If I type here and go here, I can then click on this guy here, go for browser here, and it can bring you into this guy so I can show you what I'm looking at. I want to go for like a blur shader, but there's not many. There's a configurable box blur. There's a blur up, blur down type of thing. Gaussian blur, and then you can use it with a plugin source. This is and let's just see. What does this do? If I paste that into there, do we still get an error? No, we don't get an error. Oh, there's compute up there, and then version and layout, all of these guys here. Let me remove that. What does that do? Does it still get angry? Yes, it does. And I think, is it 3D? Did I just read it's 3D? Hold on. We have you there. Yeah, plugin source code. You can use it with a plugin. What's this do? What plugin is this? Godot plugin? Ah! Huh. I have not seen this guy before. It is a composition effect that can be used in composition. I got ya. And might want to be for the instance where you might have to reset Godot to make error disappears. Oh! Great idea, Zero. Hold on. Let me go back into Godot here. We can certainly try it. Let me go ahead and grab the blur I had seen earlier then, with that in mind, and copy you here. Canvas item, uniform float. Was this what I was looking at earlier? This guy here. And then we have this guy here. And vector 4. Project, reload current project. We can certainly give it a try. And every time you complete a word, you can make it wisp out of the character's mouth with the animation. That has been noted before. We do have that idea on the board. And that is a lovely idea to think too. It's the idea has been noticed. Don't you worry about that one, Zero. And nope, refreshing did not work there, unfortunately. Okay, that's okay. With that said, I'll try one more thing. The thing is, many things. It would be a nice thing, or it would be nice. Does not have to be. That's a thing. I can do it later too. I will try one more time. Godot 4, texture, make text blurry with shader. One more time. If I can't get it working, I'll just look at it offline. Let's see. Yep, shader logic, shader variables here. And this was the float idea at least. And then there was all of these guys here. And just copying you one more time because I'm curious to see. This was the one I looked at earlier, wasn't it? And this guy here. Yeah. And this guy here. Yeah, vector 2 now. Interesting. Invalid assignment of I vect to vec. Interesting. What if we do I vect here? How about that? Huh? And if I do I vect here? How about that? I vect here. How about that? Never mind. That doesn't work. Oh my. Okay, yeah. We'll fix it later then. And in the meantime, what I'll do is do little jumble guy. Or actually, no, I won't do that either. I'll just do delete. We'll delete the shader here too. So shader here. Like that. We'll delete our simple fast blur here. This guy here was also a shader, was it? Huh, hold on. What's that do? Did that do a thing? Did it do a thing here? Item name? No. Okay, I was curious to see, and it does not. So we're good. I want to delete you here. Delete. Oh no, this is an add-on. Oh, no, that's not good. That's not, I don't want any of that. We have outline, tile scroll. Where did our other guy go? If I just, yeah, where's our blurry texture canvas item? Show in file system? Where are you at? Aha! No, that's right. Okay, let's go ahead and delete you then. And we'll also delete you, show in file system. Yep, I also don't want you here. Huh, never mind. I don't know what this is. This is clearly Panku. I don't know how we got here. Close it. Go out of it. Close. Yep, close. I saw nothing. Close as well. Close that too. And with that said, we'll also clear out our shader here because it's no longer going to be a thing. And in the meantime, we'll just have a bool value. And Bobby, solve the problem. I have more rubber ducks for your collection. Oh, nice. We'll go up here too and make sure that it has no material. Yep, okay. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we will have a guy go over our little item name here. And that way it gets covered. So there's this guy here that has material, there's ordering, there's texturing. I sort of assume there's a guy here that you can kind of modulate. The modulate changes the color, so nope, not there. So for now, we'll grab a color rectangle here, like so. Color rectangle, and I want to put the color rectangle right there. And I want the color rectangle to have the creamy color of the words. So we can go ahead and do here, and do you here. You know what? We can do something else. We can either blur it out, or we can just go with the question mark. But if we do the question mark, actually, yeah, okay, let's do that. I do like that idea. We have item name here, or we have unknown name. So unknown, label here, unknown, UNK, unknown name. There we go. And then we can do this here, and we can do question mark. And then depending on if it is hidden or shown, we can also do that there. So we have focus here. We also have these sprites here. We'll then see about adding in, add expert var, advanced sprite, all these guys here. That's fine. We'll add in our unknown name here. That is an ready var. That's fine. Yep, that's right. And then we have set icon by type. And then we have here a function for show name. So this is going to get called outside of the function. And yeah, it's from the Binding of Isaac. Hi, Luna ahead and make it a bun. Bun, because you elaborate what you mean, Zero. Function for hide label. And actually, don't even need to have one. We could just have item name here and set the item name that way. Hide label, and we'll make it into a void here, like that. And we'll also have one for show label, like this guy here, copy you here, and we'll do show here for show label. Show, there we go. Show here, show here. And then what we'll say is, you can see sprite type name, item name, all of these guys here. We'll also save this guy to be here, default label name. So we'll do here, var, default, default label, label, label name. It's going to be a string, and we're going to set the string equals to nothing. And then we're also going to do here, label unknown name, don't need you anymore. So we can go and grab you here, remove all these guys here since these are all up here. And actually, truthfully, I do like the idea of it being down there, but I don't know about that. Add export, yeah, you're fine. We'll do that later. With that said, we have hide label and show label. We'll also do down here that our default here, so default label name equals, and then we set this to item name. So item name label, item, let's see. Yeah, item name label dot text here. And instead of a square around the item name, make it a bun. Bun like food? Do you mean Zero? Bun like a food? That wouldn't quite work for the atmosphere we're going for. Like a cinnamon roll bun, do you mean? Let's see. Yep, that there, and then save it here, and then go here. Okay, so then we have hide label and show label. For show label, what we're going to do is take our item name label dot text, and we do this guy here, and we set it equal to our default label name, so default label name. Otherwise, for hide label, what you'll do is you'll do this guy here, and then we'll set it to question mark. There we go, like that. That way, it looks the same for all of them. And with that said, now we just need to hide them or show them depending on what's going on. And what I think we'll do here is that we can do a function for hide label names and show label names as a, signal. Yep, I see. Glad I understood, and I was picking up what you were putting down. We'll then do here function for, and we'll do ready. And then here we're going to do utility dot hide label name. So hide, select label names, select SELECC, select screen labels, LABEL labels, and then we'll also have one for show. So dot connect, like this guy here, and then we'll also do one here for show. So hide, and there's also going to be show here. And then we'll connect it with hide here. So actually, don't even need that. If you're going to do that there, underscore and underscore here. And then we're going to do copy here for hide, go back up to here to hide, and then show over here, so underscore show. There we are there. And you can make a different item for each category of food, buns, cakes, rolls, or teas. Different item for each category of food. We do have different icons for each category of food. If you mean the icons for hiding and showing, or I do have icons for each of them, if that's what you're saying. For things that are hidden though, not quite, but we do have icons for each of these. We can go back to this guy here and do hide and show. Then I'll go ahead and copy this guy here. We'll then go into our utility guy here. And I can show you in just a second what I mean, Zero, after I save this guy here. And then we can go to slide this guy over a little bit. No, that is right. Let's go back all the way up to here in our signals. We're looking specifically for UI. And I believe there is a UI area. We have entity, ghost, customers, yep, and tutorial. And because of her, I learned so much about Godot. Oh, that's so sweet to hear. Yes, Jared. And welcome in as well. Welcome in. How nice of you to say. That's lovely. Especially because, there we are, that's what I was trying to say, and then it just got, especially because I'm learning as I go too. So I'm glad all of us can learn together. Let me go back to you here, level, ghost. I'm going to just do Control F, do UI here, and Enum UI, yup, Enum UI, yup, there. Do we have any UI selection areas? Nope, that's okay. Do we have book, screen? Maybe screen is a better one. Screen, do we have any sorting for you here? No, that's okay. Zone. I think I called it the nowhere zone. Let's see, you here. Yep, lovely. We'll just put it here. We'll paste you both, and then we'll have these guys here, have them both as delete. So go ahead and remove, actually, yeah. We'll just delete both of these guys here, and yep. Oh my, we'll go ahead and do this guy here instead of these guys, and I'm selecting both of them by holding down Alt. So you can click on one, hold down Alt, and click on the other one, and it lets you select both of them. So I'm also going to do it here by holding down Alt, and then I can just do remove all of these guys here, and then do SAGNAL space. And it gives us both of them like that. And I'm trying to be a data analyst, and I like to peek at game dev sometimes. And I have to say that GDScript is a rather interesting programming language. Interesting! I did take a course in data analysis, and as well as, what was it called? Algorithms. And oh boy, I don't know how all of you do with sorting and things like that, but I highly appreciate the work. And I'm so tired, I think I'm just gonna cup noodles and get cup noodles, eat that, and sleep? Well, I do hope if you do, it's tasty and that you have a lovely sleep.
Cat
and
sat
let
on
me get
keyboard
that order
just
as
redeem
well.
water.
Hold on here as I get a little bit of water. Tasty, tasty. Thank you for that redeem, Cats on keyboard. Thank you. Alrighty then. Now that we have these signals, we just need to shoot them out. And how are we going to do that? I'm sure you're asking here. We are going to go to our cafe here, and in our tutorial level, right away, we're going to hide everything. So down here where we have set up tutorial, this is where we're going to do it. We're going to do here utility dot hide select screen. So we'll do here utility dot hide select screen. Menu here, and it's going to be dot emit. So we can do dot emit here, and this will hide all of our labels, and we can check this too by going to here. Hold on. Did I modify that? Hold on. What did I do? What have I done? That there, you're good now? Lovely. Click and play here. And very similar to Python? Yeah. I've heard at least GDScript's pretty similar to Python. Let me remove you here so we don't need you here. Click on you here, click on you here. And then in the game, and gotta get her to try singing Rap God. She either's gonna nail it or it's gonna be an amazing train wreck. Either way, entertaining! I've been doing my best to get better at Hamilton songs. I can't say that one. We have you here. Okay, so we're in the tutorial. Oh. Do you see what I see? Yeah. What did I do? What did I do? Reference unexisting resource at cafe book UI pages customer edge face shader. Oh, I deleted something I shouldn't have. That's okay. I can go ahead and just very quickly close you here. I remember edge fade shader is actually one of my shaders. Let me just restore it because I can. Undo. Yep. Discard change. Yep. Restore file. Restore file here too. Restore file. And then we can go ahead and do reopen Godot again. That's not good. Oh my, click on Godot again, reopen Godot. This is why we do version control. It's fine, everything is okay. I had the backup here. Let's go ahead and enable this so you can see Godot again. We're good now, hopefully. Let's see. It wasn't even that. It was me deleting something else, would you? Who would have thunk? All right, now it's been restored, so let's click on play again, and then let's see. Play, waiting, opening up the cafe here, and to the GitHub! Yeah, to the GitHub! Click on levels here, click on tutorial here. Okay, no more errors, we're good. I was able to restore it. Whew, that could have been bad. That could have been super bad. And this is also why I don't do saves too often. I have to make sure that whatever I save, I run it first. So we're back into here. We have the conversation with the spooter here, and then we go up to here, we go down to here, hold down Q, and then we skip it. We then go ahead and click on continue. And what we're looking to see as I click on this guy here is I am looking to see question mark when we open it up. And we get question mark, which is what we want to happen. And with that, we can go ahead and click on escape here, and then I want to see about, So the player knows that they can use the arrow keys to move around. The player doesn't know of anything about the A and D key, so that's why I'm thinking we probably do have to add it here as a prompter to say, hey, you can use the A and D key. The thing is, sometimes the buttons allow you to do A and D, sometimes not. There's a way to modify it, I'm pretty sure. So let's just very quickly double check about that. I'll also do here projects and project settings. Let me double check here as well that the menu left and menu right. So let's see, menu left, menu right should be A and D. There should also be like a UI left and UI right. So UI underscore left here, and UI right should be left. Let me grab that guy here, add that in. So UI left should be that key there, and UI right should also be UI left. We also have UI right. So let's see, right, R-I-G-H-T. Should be this guy here, so let me also add that into here. That way, the game also recognizes it as a button state. And with that said, let's also add it to our, oh, hold on, actually, that won't work. Because if the player sets it to be different buttons, then the UI left and right won't work. Never mind. Let me go back and remove that. D won't work because if the player changes it to something else, it'll be something else. UI right. We also have UI underscore here left. There we go. And yeah, A, it won't even matter. So we'll go ahead and remove that there too. Okay, so if we go here to our interactable select screen, this guy here, we can see that it gets populated. There's a menu for new item and item array. There should be one for open menu. We can see here that it says show, and when you enable it, and then you set it to open. So that's what happens when we do open item select menu as well, and activate does this guy here. It activates it, and we get the item grid, and then we focus it, and enter and pause, and all of these guys here. So it makes me wonder, how can we navigate buttons I don't want to make it specifically UI left and right because we have UI left and right, and you can tell how under control everything is by how loud she's getting! Can't you see everything's under control? Oh my. Yeah, the thing is, we have a UI left and right, which are our arrow keys, and half of me wants to keep it that way because it is intuitive, and you know what? Maybe we don't solve it unless someone brings it up. I kind of like that idea, leaving it as a problem when someone points it out. I think that's okay. So we click back into this guy here, we click back onto this guy here. We have successfully added the items as question marks, which means we can move on now to adding the prompt for the player. I can continue here, you can see next. We go to here, we open it up, question marks, perfect, that is exactly what we want. Let me go ahead and complete that guy here and make it done. Blur, we're going to save that for another time, so again, don't have to do that. So I'm also going to remove it here, so let me click on here and type done there. We're also going to do this guy here, make open book task. Nope, we're good to go there. So copy you here, and then we're going to do this guy here, and that is done. We can also see about, prompt player to open book. Okay, that's the next thing we need to do. Prompt the player to open book. And the open book button, it might just be different buttons, so we just need to check. If I go here to our player, we open up player, we can see that we have a button icon here. I believe the button icon has not been set yet, and I don't think it ever gets set unless we do set it. And if I just go up to here and drag this guy up to here, I'll select the canvas items. Oh, hold on. Enable this guy. Yeah, our button icon. I'm curious to see if we just slide this guy up here and we go ahead and click on play. I want to check to see what button icon it's set to. If it's not set to any, then it shouldn't be easy enough to make a signal to connect our button icon to other things. So let's see what it does when I click on tutorial here. This guy is disabled. That's okay. Let's go back to you here. Go to our player. I should just be able to toggle it on and off from here. Cafe. We have our player here, and then you here, player sprite. Player there. There we go. There we are. And then if I enable you, you have what going on control screen? Button icon is not visible. There's nothing going on. Oh, hold on. Go back to player here. Go back to you here. Slide you all the way down so I can see what's going on. Yeah, it's nothing. And cup noodles submerged with hot water. Nearly burned my finger. You live your life on the dangerous side, I'm realizing, Flying Priest, my goodness! We'll also hide this guy here. We'll then go to our player here. Now, where are we using our button icon at? I can do Control F here and see about our button icon. So button, it's probably going to be button underscore icon, button, there's one F8, so it's fine. Let's go down here, we have here, button controls, button directions, all of these button directions, but no button icon. Let's go ahead and set up our button icon. It's entirely safe. That's never good. Hopefully, at least, the sleepiness makes the pain tolerable. Let me get a little bit of tea here. Tasty, tasty. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and use our control key to drag and drop it to here. And then we have our button icon. And another thing I want to do is where we are using our button control here, enable player control hint. I also want to do enable button hint. The reason why they're different and I don't put them under one roof is because button icon is one button compared to button direction controls, which is multiple buttons. That's why they're different. We're going to enable button icon hint. So we do here button icon, B-U-T-T-O-N, button underscore icon hint here. I'm then going to copy you here. We do this guy here, button icon hint. I think it should also take in the fact of whatever button we want it to be, whatever control, single control. So I'm also going to do here what button you want to add it to. So we'll do here, new button, and then we're going to say here, it's going to be, I think button icon, B-U-T-T, no, game input dot, and then we have here button. And with that said, then we're going to take our button icon. So button icon here, button icon, dot. And this is where we can do dot. And it's going to be something like sprite or set sprite. Yep, set sprite. And this is where we take a game input. So this is going to be new button, I believe, should work like that. If I'm not mistaken, the new button should take in a game input. And it does. Lovely. So back on our player here, we'll take the new button, then make the button icon show. So new button icon dot show here, and then we'll control show with our control show here, and you can see disabled. Then this here means we're going to hide our button icon here and hide you there. There we go. Okay, that should be set up. Now we just have to enable it and disable it from everywhere else. So when we start the menu, we want the player to enable it. Let's go back to our task screen here. And our task screen, since this is where we're controlling everything, once our action is done here, this is where we'll count it. So you can see on task completed, we have all of these guys. There is on first time open bookshelf, and then we have on task item completed. After you open up the bookshelf, we want to wait for the player to close the bookshelf. That's the thing. So we want to have a conversation happen when the player closes the bookshelf. So that's either whether they escape or do something else. This is when we want the prompt to do the space. So let's go ahead and do that there. We would need to do a utility to check when the menu is closed. So if we do here, something like utility, closed, that's not closed, 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 item, select CLACT, select item menu, MENU, for first time, underscore time, dot connect here. And then we're going to do something like on first time open bookshelf here. So I'll just go ahead and copy you here. And then we'll go ahead and do this guy here. We'll paste it here. And then we'll just do on here. So copy you here, do on here for all of this here. We'll then set it to be pass here. So pass, actually, hold on. If current task action is not open book, or don't even need to do that. Not even need it because we're closing the menu. So that's fine. We'll also do a pass on here. That'll wait. We'll then grab you here, and this is going to connect to our on. So on closed here. There we go. Remove the brackets there. Then go to here for player open bookshelf for first time. We're then going to go player close bookshelf for first time. Do we already have you? Oh, that'd be lovely. If so, we do not have you. Well, perfect. Oh, no, we do. Isn't that lovely? This is old code that is coming in handy. Never mind then. Go ahead and undo that. We'll just use close bookshelf for first time. That's way better. So we have here, if input actions UI cancel. We also need to do if close. So use item, there's close on area 2D connected. If we are closing our, so this guy here is UI cancel. We do this guy here. We also need to emit it if it is closed. So let's go back to our task screen here. We'll do this guy here on you there, and then player close bookshelf for first time. So we'll do here, actually paste this here because I do like that name a lot better. Thank you, old me. We'll copy you here, do that here, close, select item menu, and actually it's going to be remove that there, connect that there. There we go. So player close bookshelf for first time. That's what's going to happen here. And then we just need to grab this guy here. So either the player A closes the action here, or B, and I'm wondering here as well, close item, select menu, emit, and then we close it. And if first time close bookshelf, we also want to do, though, if the item menu is being closed, I think that's where we want to do it at instead. So our item menu, select Control-Shift-F, find here, and we have an emit and a connect here. You can see connect where there's a disable. We actually want to do something a little bit different. We need to check to see if this guy is active. Interactable select screen. Current bookshelf is active. We need to check that. So if current bookshelf is not equal to bookshelf, something like that there. How can we check to see? There is disable, which I do like. There's also here close. So I guess, how can we do this? Because there's close, but we need to check it if the player either presses escape or selects an item. That's the thing. That's what we want. So if the player closes it, it handles it here. But if the player presses escape, it won't get handled. That's the tricky part I'm having at the moment. And if it doesn't get handled, it gets handled here where you can see disable and close menu. But if we want to modify, that's the thing, close menu here. So I'm thinking at least we can do like a function for close menu from bookshelf, something like that. I think would be a little bit better. So we'll go ahead, because why I want to specify the bookshelf is because we have two bookshelves. So we need to make sure this function only runs once. That's why I'm doing this. So we have here a function for close menu. Let's see, close CLSE TUTORIL, close tutorial menu here. And I'm gonna head out now. See ya. No worries at all, Flying Priest. No worries at all. I hope your meals are delicious and I hope you have a lovely rest. We have here close tutorial menu. I think is a little bit better. We then have you go here, close tutorial menu, and we'll just do here close tutorial menu. So close TUTORIL, close tutorial menu here. Then we'll go ahead and do you here. We'll then add it depending on the bookshelf. So I can just go ahead and do this guy here. And then we'll go back to you here and then close tutorial menu. Then we'll say that if it is not our current bookshelf, then go ahead and return otherwise. So we want it to only one run. So that's why I'm doing that there. We can also copy you here. Then we can do you here and then do you here. So grab this guy here, grab you there. If not, otherwise do all of these guys here. And this guy here, I would want to clean up. I'm not going to worry about it right now since it's not too needed. We just copy our first time here. So first time close here. And then we'll grab you here and as well, undo you here, and the current bookshelf here. We'll also add that there. So this will also have the player close the bookshelf for the first time. Another thing, yeah, this should be fine. And then if we go ahead and how can we do this actually? I guess this would make me want to make a new system in the sense of, instead of checking to see if it's already ran, double check again. Or you can see here, player close bookshelf for first time. This makes sure we close it and open it once. That's why. But if it's the case that we check it here, does it really matter if we do it double? I don't think so. But for now, I think I'll just keep it dirty. I'm okay with keeping it dirty for the very fact of keeping it long. And once things are working, then we can go back and make it pretty. I am okay with that. So let's see. Once we close the item bookshelf, we go ahead and do all of this here. If we select it, then we also do this here. You can see where it says false and it emits it. So this should be fine. We have this guy here. It also emits it here. And they both go to the same place that we want. Oh, actually, hold on. We want it to do close tutorial menu here. So actually, go back to here. And if it is UI cancel, we close the menu here. But we also do here, close tutorial menu, utility.close tutorial menu.emit. So, if you there, else you here. So hold on, else there. And we grab you here, put you here instead, about there-ish. There you go. Then remove that guy here. Make these guys go in by one, make you go back by one, make you go in by one there. And then we do emit here for close item select menu. But this guy doesn't have to close item select menu. You're doing player close bookshelf for first time instead. And then we have to connect here. So we do here close tutorial bookshelf. And then we do disable. So I'm actually just going to do this guy here, first time close bookshelf. All of these guys here. We'll also do disable here too, just so that they do the same thing. And now we just have to connect this guy to our task, hopefully. So if we go back to our task screen, which is already here, we should have one for player close bookshelf for first time, on player close bookshelf for first time. That runs here. So on player close bookshelf for first time. Now we can go ahead and have it prompt for the dialogue scene. Dialogue scene pops up. We do another dialogue. After this dialogue, then we have the thing pop up for the player. So let's go ahead and add that dialogue scene. And there's not a lot of more dialogue scenes. My hope is that too. Dialogue scenes are going to get cleaned up. I don't like the way it's structured currently. So we'll keep going the way it is now and modify it a little bit later. We can do SCRIPT script here. Then let's go ahead and have a new dialogue here for script. You can see that we have all of these guys here. So there's a go to bookshelf, open bookshelf. Next up, we're also, actually, we don't even need to add another one. We'll just keep doing the test script. Where's our test script actually at? Test script, we'll see what the name says. But otherwise, we'll do here utility dot, and then we'll do here utility dot print text test script. Now, the question is, on a test script finished, if it is this thing and this thing, it should be fine. Utility dot script here, script here, script SCRIPT script. Play script should be something like that. Let's see, is it play dialogue? I'm guessing play underscore dialogue. Yes, play dialogue. And then it's going to be here. What are you going to be? You're going to be, let's see, does it let me? Oh, play dialogue dot emit. And then it's going to play the dialogue. Oh, let's see, dialogue script dot name. And it's going to play dot test because we only need dot test. And once test is finished, we check to see what current scene it is. And if it is the case that it is so-and-so, then we can go ahead and have the thing pop up for Gabby. So what we can have happen is I also want to do here, just in case, var player, and hi MHD Quarren, possibly. Welcome industry, welcome in, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the name. How to learn art pixel? The best advice I can give is actually !PIXELARTTS. I made a video about it. I also made a little article about it too, if you're interested. And now the dialogue node talks about the dialogue, then gets dialogue during the dialogue screen. Oh boy, the dialogue does the dialogue. Let me go ahead and click on here, var, open close bookshelf already. So we can just say close bookshelf, close bookshelf for first time. I just want to do something here. I'm going to clear it later. Let's do bool here, set it to false, and just set this guy to be true. So if you down there, as yes, this is task screen, lovely. We have play close bookshelf for first time. If you there, then we can go ahead and set this to true, equal to false. There we go, false. And this guy automatically gets set to true actually, so true goes here. And then we can go ahead and do this guy here. There we are. Okay, so now we play the dialogue, and then on dialogue finish, so we can go here, I believe, to our, let's see. This needs to be our dialogue, I think, dialogue manager, dialogue script. So dialogue manager here. In our dialogue manager, we have our speech bubble. And then in our speech bubble, we have upon the dialogue finishing, you can see, let's see, set dialogue script. Yep, and then we have back, we should have like a next. And then we have here, set player interactability and dialogue finish. So on dialogue finish, we grab the dialogue name here. So we can go ahead and now go check our player, or we can do something else. I want to do the book. I think the book is the best place to do it at. So we're gonna go to our book now. So book here, book scene, and then we'll go to our book here. And then we'll say, upon doing this underscore ready inside of our book, utility.dialogfinish.connect. So connect, we'll go here, connect, and we'll connect it to the fact that func here, and then we'll say enable book, enable show player, show, there we go, show player book hint. So hint will go here, and then we'll make it to like a void here. And then we'll grab this guy. So upon doing dialogue finish, it's also going to be the dialogue name. So we'll do here dialogue dialogue underscore name, and then we'll set this to dialogue name. So dialogue dialogue script dot name. So name here. And then we're going to say if dialogue name equal dialogue script name, dialogue script. And this is where I would want to see about what current task it is. And the thing is that each dialogue name is going to have a different script. So I'm not too worried about it, but I don't like how right now, for example, I have to do if dialogue name equal dialogue script dot name dot test, because we're doing test. That's going to change because I don't like that. And that's not and we can do here utility dot current task. So current task, and then we can go ahead and do here if current task. So if it's not a tutorial, so if utility dot current task equals null, we'll go ahead and return. Otherwise, we're going to do this guy here. So utility current task dot, and this is action dot action equal, and then we'll do tasks dot action, and this is going to be dot open book. So it's going to be open book. So open book will go here, open book. So if we can open the book and it's that certain dialogue, as this dialogue will be named differently. So if dialogue name equals you there, and the current task is open book, then what we want to do is player, let's see, utility dot player can open book. So let's see, book, open book, something like that. Open book, player, open book shelf, book is open. Let's see, book here, book, set book, and thank you for the raid, the Bex Games. Welcome in his room, welcome in. I hope that's not too loud, my goodness, hold on. Let me slide this guy over. I don't think it's too loud, but hi, welcome in. Let me go ahead and do here an exclamation shout, it's not exclamation, slash shout out here. What were you up to? What were you streaming? And if you have to raid and run, I also 100% understand. Let me go ahead and do SHOUT here, and then do act, and then do and then do the Bex Games. Lovely. Well then, hello. I am a game developer. I have been working on a rhythm typing cafe game for 2 years now. We just marked the anniversary. Let me go ahead and comment this guy out and hope it doesn't delete anything. I'm making a rhythm typing cafe game where you play as a necromancer, as I can go ahead and show you a little bit, unless it breaks, of course. If I click on you here, we wait for the game to open. I click on this guy here. Lovely. I can show you then. We play as Gabriella here, a necromancer sent to a prestigious wizard's magic academy, but she doesn't want to become a necromancer. She wants to become a baker, a chef, and welcome in. So she decides to open up a hidden cafe in the part of school where she serves fellow wizard customer students. So if I go ahead and spawn here a customer, for example, spawn a customer, hello customer. The customer can sit down, they'll move around, they'll sit down, they'll read through their book, and they'll take their order. In this world, magic is done via poetry, so you have to type out poems to the beat, to different rhythms, to different times, to different sounds. We'll go ahead and take the customer's order here, if I can grab it, and then after that, we hold down space for the book. And you'll see, this book has a lot of information. This is actually what we're working on today, is going through the tutorial and showing off how the player can use the book. And hello, thank you for the welcome, of course. If you have any links you'd like to share about games you made or anything else of the sort, feel free to also share too, as I'm always super duper curious. This customer wants 2 things. What you can see is that this player here, Gabby, she is covered in purple, while this character is covered in pink. Gabby Gabby is a necromancer, so her color is purple and her flavor is bitter. And whenever you create a dish with a certain flavor, it has different attributes. In our case, if I slide this guy over here to make things a little easier, anytime something has the bitter flavor, it has fancy music going on. And anytime it has a sweet flavor, which is our Medimancer, it's pink and it's an easy song. So you can combine sweet and bitter, which is going to give you easy as well as fancy. And as you go along, there will be more wizards and flavors you can unlock. For example, there's going to be pyromancers that are going to be orange or yellow, and they'll have the flavor of spicy. And if it has the flavor of spicy, then it's a super fast song. So something spicy sweet will be fast with easy, and something spicy bitter will be fast and fancy. And you'll be able to combine all of these. She's about to leave. So I'm actually just going to, we're just gonna, I'm going to ignore you now. Goodbye. This customer will sit down, decide on where they want to go, and they'll walk along. Right now, we're working on showing the player the different dishes they can make, the different foods, and that's the tricky part of the tutorial. Enabling the book, disabling the book. That customer leaves. That's fine. We have a new customer here. So I'll go ahead and take their order. This customer wants a sweet bitter cookie. So let's go ahead and get them a sweet bitter cookie. You can see I already have some testing things here. That's sweet, that's bitter, that's not a cookie. Let's go ahead and throw this guy away and grab a cookie. We're lucky for a cookie. Let's grab this guy here. Let me go down here. So sweet bitter cookie, we hold down Q, and this brings us to the rhythm typing. So let's see. MEVERTH space I space RES ISTED space THE space, getting there, SHA RP space TE, no, a PTA TION, did it! 68%, good enough. And are you using an add-on for customer seat management, or is it something you've written? Something I've written. I have very few add-ons, I can say, and it's not because I wanted it or anything. This is the second game I've ever made. I've been working on this game for 2 years as I don't want the customer to leave. It's the second game I've ever made. Going into it, I wanted to keep things small in scope. Didn't work out that way, but the hope is that I didn't add a lot of add-ons to allow me to understand more about Godot itself. So yes, the customer state is all mine, and that's very impressive. Thank you, thank you. Nice one, thank you as well. You can see that the customer has finished eating, so we can go ahead and seat them or have them leave. That's the game in a nutshell. There's more to it, but at the very least, that is the tutorial. However, what you can... That's a bug. That's okay. Ignore that. Let me show you the tutorial as it is and as it stands. That's when this should pop up. I don't know why it popped up earlier. We'll see. However, that said, you can see. So now the tutorial starts off in the kitchen. You'll have a dialogue back and forth between your familiar, which is this little spider. After you talk to them, they'll show you that you can use the arrow keys and go over to this area. You'll then have to do the calibration here. And once we do that, calibration is over. You then go to the next part of the task, which is here. You have a conversation with the spooter again. It tells you to go over to the bookshelf. So you go over to the bookshelf. Once you go over to the bookshelf, you open the bookshelf, it's confusing. What are all these different things? You can either select something or escape with something, and then this guy will pop up again. This will explain about the bookshelf and how you can open up your book, and this is where we'll allow the player to open up the book. And that's where we were at before you all came. So let me go ahead and close this guy here. Let me then enable the music to here. And if you don't like to, and Scope Creep is part of the game dev experience, yeah, the thing is, I'm making a rhythm typing cafe game. Rhythm games are like RPG games. They're not to be made by people who are beginners, unless you want a challenge. I didn't want a challenge. I just wanted to make something and call it done. And you know, here we are. Thank you for the explanation. Thank you for the raid. I hope the explanation was easy to understand. So we were here. We were trying to figure out, okay, at the end of that dialogue, and if the current task is to open the book, then we want to enable the book to be opened, and we also want to show the player what button needs to be pressed. So that has here, if the dialogue name is this, and if the current task is task open book, then assignment, I see. If dialogue name equal, aha! We have utility not book, and we want to enable the book to be shown. So we're in the book already, so I guess that's good. So book here, update level, all of these guys here. We want to enable the book. There's hide pages, unhandled input here. Is there a function we're already doing to show and enable and disable the book to be opened? There is allow book to open. How wonderful! So we can go ahead and just do allow book to open here. Allow book to open. And let me just double check here for allow book to open. It should be set to true. So allow book to open. So the player is now able to open the book. And why are you angry? Allow book to open. It's actually underscore. There you go. So allow book to open will be set to true. So the player will be able to open the book. And And then we want the player to be able to see what button they can use to open it. And thank you for the follow. And I've been a game dev for a decade, which makes me feel old. Just so you have context for when I say what you got here. Oh, that's very sweet. Yes, the thing is, 2 years doesn't feel like a long time. And so to hear 10 years, when I get to the 10-year mark, it's not going to feel like a long time. But a decade-long engagement, and you're still at it. That's so neat to hear. Thanks. I have been enjoying every part of it, aside from bugs. Outside of that, though, it's been wonderful, and thank you all over again. We have here allow book to open, and then we're going to go here, utility dot player, and we want to do utility dot player. Is it player dot? Actually, it's going to be enable player something something. Player enable book hint. Game hint panel. Book hint panel. No, that's not right. Go back to player here. Let's see. It's going to be enable button icon hint, which is going to be player interactability. Yeah, and button icon hint. Let's just double check you here. Where are we at? Button icon. Where'd you go? Disable button icon hint. And we are calling these. I see. It's no signal. Got ya. Okay. Well, then let's go back to our book here. And let's just do this here. So utility.player dot. And then it's going to be enable button icon. So enable button icon, and whatever button we want the player to use the space key, but if they choose a different button, then we want the different button to appear. And hi Daredevil, welcome in the stream, welcome in. It's very cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad you all think so. Let's see. We need it to say the space key or whatever the key is for open book. So you can go ahead and do here game input dot, and then we do button dot, and then we just say open book, and this will automatically change it to whatever key we have. So we have here allow open book and then enable button icon hint here. And thank you for the follow as well, Daredevil. Thank you. Along with all of that, we also want it to be the case of the player should have that. The hint should close when you close the book, which is something we can do. So we can just go ahead here and enable it here. And when we do close book, upon doing close, we can just close it. So we can go ahead and do here, utility dot player dot disable. So let's do here, player dot disable here, disable button icon hint, like that there. And with that said, that should be good. So let's go ahead and check. When we get to the open book section, a space bar should pop up to say, hey, open it up with space. Let's see if that happens. I don't know. Let's click on play here. Let's go ahead and mute that there so it doesn't run. And let's then go to tutorial here. We'll then go to next. Then go all the way up to here. We'll do the calibration again, skip the calibration again. This is where, not yet, we have the conversation again here. And then you go to the bookshelf, you open the bookshelf, close the bookshelf, conversation. What we're expecting at the end of this conversation to happen is for there to be a space thing to say open up book. Well, it won't say open book, but it will just be a space button that appears. I'll have it animated, and you can see space. Not only can it go space, though, is that if the player decides to have a different button for it, it should also reflect that, and it does not. I see. We have to add that. Can't do, I think. I'm wondering, too. Why does it... Oh, actually, I opened the book there. It should automatically update, but it does not. Hold on. If we go back to main menu here, go to options here, then do controls here, and set this to be open book SP, then go back into you there, skip all the tutorial here. And have you been streaming your progress the whole time? Yes, indeedy. I have. Funny enough, we just reached 100 episodes of streaming this. It hasn't been, I've only worked on it on stream, but we've had 100 episodes of 4-hour sessions on stream. And today marks 101, and yesterday was mark 100, which I also find to be just wild. And I'm brand new to streaming? Well, when you stream where it says the Bex game. So I'm guessing you do a little bit of game dev too, and congratulations on the milestone. Thank you too. The thing is that I thought I'd be able to complete it in 6 months. It's been 2 years, and I've realized, at this point, every day that I work on it is a milestone in itself, and I'll take it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. The hope of this game was to be an experience in learning games development, since it'll be the first game I put on Steam as well. So it's probably, I hope it's not going to take another year, but it's going to take some time. I know that. I can understand that. Let's open up the sky, close the sky. Do we get a P above our head? We do. Why is it? I see. Got ya. Okay, it's disappearing when we click escape. Why is it clicking escape and disappearing? Let's see. And that's my biggest struggle with solo game dev. And do you know what your end goal is? Yes. I have, and I don't know if I have it here, but I have a goal of what I want the game to be. Right now we're in prototyping, so I'm just working on the rhythm typing cafe portion. Once I finish the tutorial, the last thing I'll add is a possible big maybe. I wanted to add a shop system, and this is where it becomes overscope. But for the most part, everything in the game is complete. We can serve customers, you can make dishes, you can do the rhythm typing. After I finish this tutorial, then I want to see about a shop, because going into this, I wanted to have the ability to get a skeleton butler. That was a big thing, very important thing. I don't know how I'm going to add it. I'd like to be able to purchase it, or maybe during the storyline or something like that, you'll get a skeleton butler. But there's going to be one if I can help, even if it's on display. But I'd like a skeleton butler roaming around here. If I do or don't add the shop, after that will be the demo, and the demo will be polishing everything, cleaning everything up, and then I'll get to add more features, more content, more music, actually get back into composing the music, because that was its own entire thing too, is the sense of, I didn't know how to make music. I still kind of sort of don't, but I'm learning that too, because I had to make a rhythm game. You can always make a skeleton butler post-release. Ah! Yeah, that's true as well. It doesn't have to be on release. That's very true too. Yeah, I don't want to do too much. I want to keep it small, but every time I want to do too much, I have to remind myself, keep it small, keep it simple. Let's see what that said. Why is it the case that when we open up the menu, the screen closes, or at least when we open the menu, it hides the player menu? It hides this guy, I'm guessing right here, our control here. Control. Why do you get hidden? If we go to our control here, where are we using you at? We use you 6 times. Control, enable, disable. We also have here, if it's visible, hint expire. So, I don't know why it disables, or it hides it actually. If we do Control-Shift-F on here, finding, where do we use it at? We only use it in player, but for some reason, when we click on the options menu, it decides to hide the controls. That is odd, and that control is one of my favorite controls! How controlling. And hi Leon, welcome in the stream, welcome in, and launch, it's ready. It's not ready yet, I assure you. Oh my, why is the control disappearing? I wonder. It's not because we disable the button icon, but for some reason, and you know, actually, let's do a test. I'm curious to see, and I made a burrito taco. Is that how you say it, burrito? Tacos do so tasty. I could go for a taco. I can't say that. If we go back into tutorials, I just want to see, super duper quickly, is it the case of, when I click escape, are the arrows going to disappear? If they do disappear, then we know it has to do with control. If it doesn't disappear, then we know it has to do with the button icon. It has to do with the button icon. Not only that, but the pressing escape seems to do a little bit of something to it as well. Interesting. Okay. Well, ad breaks are about to start. When we come back, we will figure out why that, Okay, hold on. We go here, you go here. We have this is, and then when you click on escape, oh, you know what I think it is? It's checking for if the menu's closing. If any menu is closing. Okay, yeah, there's a bug going on here. Bug, I can see it. And we have opposite problems in this regard. I can make things work, but I struggle with adding content and making things so fun. Well, I can't show you. Oh, add stars. Okay, we're fine. I can show you this. If I go to concepts here, anytime I think of an idea and anyone else thinks of an idea, I add it to the idea board so that I don't forget it. And we have a lot of piling up ideas. And the hope is that once I make the core part of the game, then I can go back and, for example, maybe the magic's called Colomancy, Goromancy. That way, I can save the ideas. And remember, 2 years worth of just drawing stuff down, writing things down. So it's a lot, but it's fun in the sense of, if I do get an idea, then I can just save it for later. You can even see here when I did some drafts about her hair and the different changes. It's always so fun looking at this board. That said, as we're about to run, when we come back, then we'll figure out what's wrong with the debug, not debug, but the bug. The bug with the tutorial bit there, and then we'll go from there. So we'll run while they're running. Don't worry, nothing will happen. We'll sit here, we'll do some strategies, we'll chat for a bit, I'll drink some tea, and then we come back, we will continue and see about figuring out that bug. So I'll click on you there, and let me get a little bit of what here so I can parch my throat. Quench my thirst. There we are. Tasty. All right. And with that said, let me also grab a little bit of tea here, as I do still have some tea left. Yes, I do have tea left. Tasty. tasty. Alrighty then. And with all that said and done, I can slide this guy over and move you back to here. So, once we figure this out, there's still a lot of things we have to do for the cafe, unfortunately. Not only do we have to figure out the book quest, there's a few other quests. Once the player understands how to make the book, then we need the player to create a dish. Once they create a dish, then we need the player to cancel the dish and learn the trash can. So, let's see. After open book, make or set up dish. After set up dish, throw away and make new dish. After throw away and make new dish, then complete tutorial, complete spell, complete the spell, create an entire creation of food. After you create the food, then you need to put the food down. That's it. That is all. And then that's part 1 of the tutorial done. And then we can move on to the cafe portion of the tutorial, which is going to take a good second, I think, but that's okay. That's all right. Likely what we can do is just have the same dish, or do we make the player do the dish twice? So we have a dish and save it for later, and then have a customer come in, and then serve them, and then we have them go through. Possibly, we'll see. But we're getting closer to finishing the first part of it, so I'm excited. There's 5 months, I think, and buen dia. Hi, I'm not generous anymore. Welcome back in the stream. Welcome back in. I hope you fun well, and your insert times in here has been wonderful so far. We're getting there with the tutorial. I am so excited as boy, it's been a year practically since the game has been updated. And the issue was that I had a feature I wanted to make, and then I wanted to do the tutorial. But if I did feature tutorial, that'd be a lot of tutorials I'd have to update. So the hope was that after updating the book, we wouldn't have to do the tutorial for a long time all over again. But I'm realizing, at least hope I don't have to touch the tutorial for another 6 months. Maybe, possibly, this can just be the tutorial until testing is done. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see at the very least. Let me slide this guy over here. And with that said, yes, so after we open up the book, then it's going to be the mission of making sure all the dishes are on here after you set them up. So we'll have to clear the plate, which shouldn't be too hard. We have about an hour's left. I think it's possible to do. I do think it's possible to do this quest as well as the make dish quest. I think it is. And we'll also have a hint key pop up, so that'll be fine. We'll have the spider move from the bookshelf back over to the area I think should be good to go. Yeah, okay. Let me get a little bit more tea here, then the ad break should be up, and then we should be able to get back into things. Tasty. Alrighty, with that said, about 4 more seconds, and let me zoom back into here. Let me click back into this guy here, and we should be good to go. Alright then, welcome back from the ad break. Welcome back in. You have missed absolutely nothing, I assure you. What we need to figure out now is why is the screen setting whenever we click on the options menu. When we click escape, the dialog box changes. That shouldn't happen, and I don't know why it's happening. And I'm guessing it's happening also. Actually, no, let's take a look. When we are in here, and we are in this area here, let me also see and click on you here, I want to see if it's a problem related to the tutorial or the game as a whole. So if I'm not in the tutorial, because this isn't the tutorial level, if I click escape, is the menu dialog going to pop up? It does. So, since it pops up, we know something else is wrong. It's not to do with the tutorial, it's to do with something else. That's why the dialog box is popping up. So let's go ahead and see why that's the case of. It's going to likely be in our options menu, maybe. Options menu here. I think it has to do something with pressing the escape key. I think that's it. We can go down to here, options possibly, disable, What if I do Control-Shift F and do ESCAPE? And I'll just see how this game has come along. Welcome in the stream, Wakages. Welcome in, me too. It's so nice. I looked at it the other day and key escape. Nope, that's not at all what I need. Escape, exit, maybe it's exit. If I do here, Control-Shift F, EXIT, maybe? And does the escape key normally do something with a dialog box? No, it doesn't. It does not normally. The dialog box is something recently added, so I'm not too sure why. Then again, it could just be because it's new. I haven't added a clause case for it, and I don't know if I've ever tried to press escape when exiting a dialogue. It should not let you exit a dialogue, though. That should not happen if a dialogue has been enabled. So, let's see, all of these guys here, static exiting. I want to see about the button for exit was my thing. If we go to our interactable select screen, we should just be able to find what the guy is here. And I'm going to have to go to make food. No worries at all. We're ready and running, and I hope your food is delicious and you get some well-deserved rest as well. And this has been very fun. Oh, how lovely, and hopefully I catch you stream again. I hope I catch she's streaming too. I'll have to take a look at your channel once I'm done streaming, and hopefully I do that as well. And if I could ever help with anything as I'm more experienced staff, please feel free to ask me things in either your chat or mine, and I'd love to help. Oh, sweet of you. And but you seem to be doing a pretty good job right now. Thank you. Looking forward to see how your project develops. Thank you all over again. Hold on. What is that? A little froggy, a little peach tinsel. That's so cute. Thank you all over again. I hope you have a lovely meal and good rest too. And hey, you dropped something. What I drop? And hi, Emmy Love. Welcome back in the stream. Welcome back in. And catch you later. Yeah. And your smile, don't get up. I see. What if I don't wanna, huh? Let's see. I'm wondering at least our input, our interactable select screen here. Input here. Input. Where are we doing input? We have ready here. We need like a control screen. Where are we seeing interactable select screen is here. We have close tutorial menu. We have enable, disable. Is there a thing happening on bookshelf possibly? Bookshelf here. Let's see. Bookshelf here. Okay, there's UI cancel. That's what I'm looking for. UI cancel. What do we do for UI? Close item select menu. Aha. I think it's here. We have close item select menu, but we need to check to see if the menu's open. Yeah, but even if it's open, we still need to check for other things. But I think it's this, because we worked with the close item select menu earlier, and you can see here we have connect, then we have disable. You call disable, and disable brings you to here. Disable brings you to close menu. So I take it back. Doesn't seem to be the case at least, but we do close menu emit here, which says UI cancel and all of these guys for the first time. And let's see, close item select menu. Let's do at the very least here, what we can do is do UI cancel and the select screen's enabled, but why is the options menu? Okay, hold on. If we do Control Shift F here to find everything in UI cancel, we do it in a few places. We have it in the home screen, we have it in the game state here, we also have it in key listener here in spellcasting, we also have it in the bookshelf here. In our game state at least, if it is a pause screen, so if pause screen's enabled, we enter pause, otherwise we exit pause. I'm going to do, just as a test here, options menu enable and disable, I'm going to go to our bookshelf here, just curiously, and I want to see about, if first, I see, if first time closed bookshelf, and we also need to make sure that the quest is enabled. Okay, then we need to say, see, utility, if first time closed bookshelf, then we need to see about if utility dot, if first time closed bookshelf, there's a few things we need to do. If first time closed bookshelf, and if utility dot current level, so if current level data, no. If current task, if we have a current task activated, but we don't know if we have a current task unless we check for it. So let's see, equal null. Then we can go ahead and do return here. Otherwise, what we can go ahead and do here is if utility dot current task is open bookshelf. So we have here close bookshelf. If current task is set to open bookshelf, so open bookshelf, so task dot action, and then we do equal to, and then we have here utility task action task task is right, task dot action dot close or open bookshelf, open bookshelf, then do all of these guys here. So if we just kind of wrap it into that there, I think that'll work. So let's click on play, give it a test. Let me get a little bit more tea here. Oh, tasty. And with that said, let's do a check just very quickly here. Escape, not escape. It removed it. That's good to go. Let's go back to our main menu here super duper quickly, and let's see about this guy here too. This is introduction, so it's not getting reset anymore, which is wonderful to see. We also have this guy here again. So this is a new guy. When we click escape, if it is enabled, we should still have it visible. So let's do that now. And before that, let me also make sure I do a backup here. So let's see, fixed bug. I don't know what to call that, so I'm just going to call it that and leave it at that. We'll save that, and then that. Let's go ahead and go back to our options menu here. And I'm looking to see is when we enable it, we do close button. We also can show control screen. All of these guys here, I think what I'm going to do is just do the player and have like a setting to see if we should enable or disable or something of the sorts. Why is our guy getting hidden? That's what I'm wondering about. Back in our player here, back to this guy here. What's controlling it is our control. And if I do Control Shift F, you can see it only appears in the player. So all of this hide and show and hide and show, it makes me almost want to do this and remove all of the instances where we hide and show it and see about that. If I just remove it, I'm curious to see, does that all fix it? If we refresh here, and hi Kid the Blitz possibly, or Kid the Bits, that looks like billets, maybe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I do tend to mispronounce names, but welcome in the stream, welcome in it. Hello. Let's see. We have you here, back in the player, show, hide. Okay, and then we have you here. Okay, so refresh here. You shouldn't have any matches. Let's just do double check here. Control Shift F. Fine. Why do you still appear here, even though it's empty? You know what? That's fine. I removed all of the hide and shows. Let's see if that fixes it. Does it at all? I don't know. Oh, you know what we can also do too? I'm wondering at the very least, if we just enable this to be seen, I don't think that'll matter. Let's click on play then, because both are still hidden, so that should be fine. That should be okay here. Let's then go ahead and see about waiting this guy out. It should save the player, which it does. Back into our levels here, back into this guy here. Actually, wrong area. Let's go back into levels here. Let's go back into you here. And if we wait for this guy out here, hopefully it doesn't hide anymore. And it doesn't, but it does show it when it gets enabled here, which is odd. How super duper odd. And now, why is it enabling our button control icon for show? If we enable our button icon hint here, I would want to disable this guy here. So if this is enabled, I would want to disable this guy. Disable, hide. There we are, try that. How are you? Or how are you all? I'm doing wonderful. It's always a fun time when I get to do a little bit of game dev and programming. And granted, I've been doing this for a good amount of time now, 2 years, but anytime I work on the game, I still get excited to do so because it's always so special to see the game growing before my very eyes. So I'm doing wonderfully. I hope you can say the same. Let me go back to here. Oh, wrong guy. We need to go to actually the tutorial. Go back to the tutorial here. Go back to you here. In our tutorial, let's go ahead and skip all of these guys here. And in this guy here, when I click on escape, we don't want that black box to appear, and does it? It does not, which is good to see, So let's go back over, but our other guy disappeared. Hold on. If I go back to you here, we go back to you here, back to our tutorial here. Next. Oh, never mind, that's fine, it's fine. That should disappear. Now let's go back up to here, hold down Q here, wait it out a little bit, skip this guy then, click on continue, let the spider go to the next spot, and we'll go back to here, do all of these guys here. Then we'll go ahead and go up to here. Then we need to press escape, just checking here. Hello. So, yeah, escape still happens here. I'm guessing as well, it's because we haven't even opened the bookshelf up yet. We want to do this on closed bookshelf or on open bookshelf. Once the bookshelf has been opened, so we need to still do a little bit of clause casing, which is okay. Let's go back to our interactable select screen, or actually I think it's going to be bookshelf here. So let's go back to, let's see, bookshelf here. I think it's going to be bookshelf. So if I just do bookshelf DT, that should be right here. And then what we can say is that if the bookshelf has been opened, if it has already been opened, then we're okay. You can see here where it says close bookshelf for the first time. We also need to make sure that it has been the case that the bookshelf is already opened. So we can do here and then we'll do here bookshelf, bookshelf, SHELF. It has been opened, OPEND, opened for, actually, hold on, and bookshelf, first time, and not, there we go, let's just do this guy here, and I think that'll work, and not first time open bookshelf. And why does the message box appear with the hello? Is it some default value? It is a default script. If I go to here, it should be a CRIPT script here. It should be introduction script. Yeah, you can see this is the, oh no, it's a different one then. Stay on task. Nope, is it this one here? It is. It's the new script. This is a test script. Yep, test script you can see. That's what opens up. I have a lot of tests, or I have one test script I keep coming back to, that we don't have to do too many scripts, as I do eventually want to actually make scripts, but for now, lots of them are just placeholder text scripts. So we go back to here. This is an introduction, you can see. Then they go back and forth, and then we have that there. Next up, we have escape, that's good to go. Then we go up to here, just making sure. Filthy Scabby, that's good to go. I'm just trying to break things, that's all I'm trying to do. We then go back up to here, and then we should be able to just skip all of this. And now, we are set to be go to bookshelf. Go to bookshelf, let's go ahead and just wait this out, as this here is the next part of the tutorial. Escape, not escape, escape, not escape. Good, it's not popping up, and if we go here, even to open bookshelf, it should still not pop up because we haven't opened up the bookshelf. We have now opened up the bookshelf, so now if I click escape, we should be brought to the words that should say hello, I think, possibly. It does not. I see. Okay, so we did solve one problem and then messed up a different problem. So we have back to our book here. Let's see if I do shift here and then go to bookshelf. On our bookshelf here, we have open item. And if it's tutorial and first time, we send out player open bookshelf for first time and set it to false. Ah, I see. And not. That should work. First time closed bookshelf. Yeah, first time closed bookshelf. I guess what we can say is instead remove the first time closed bookshelf here. If we then do that there, no, we need to keep the first time closed bookshelf. What we need to do, I guess, is do if it is the case that it's not our first time opening the bookshelf. So if not, possibly here's what we can do. Like that. If not, first time opening the bookshelf. So if we've already opened the bookshelf, possibly if we've already opened the bookshelf, then we can go ahead and do this guy here. And then we can say, if you have not, then we can do this guy here. So slide these guys over to something like that. If it's not your first time opening the bookshelf, otherwise just close it regularly. Otherwise, if it is your first time opening the bookshelf, have you already checked to see about the task? If it is the current task, then we can go ahead and say, close the bookshelf for first time equals false, and it doesn't bring us into this guy ever again. So let's see, if first time closed bookshelf, if all that there. Okay, I think this might work. Let's see. It's a logic thing, I know for certain. I'm just not sure exactly how to lay out that logic just yet. So let's save this guy here, go to levels here, then go to you here. Then let's go to all of these guys here. Yep, skip all of you, then go back up to you here, hold down QE for you here, skip this guy here, then click on continue here, click on escape here. Yep, okay, so that doesn't do that there. Something else needs to happen, and I'm not quite sure what. You can see here our open at least has if utility cafe data level is tutorial, and first time open bookshelf, then set cafe first time open bookshelf equal to false. I'm wondering at least, do we want to also, if cafe level is data tutorial, maybe we don't have to check to see if it's a tutorial, possibly, or does this entire thing have to be changed is what I'm wondering. I hope not, but it may be. Let me get a little bit of tea here. Tasty, tasty. And with that said, if utility cafe level data is tutorial and it's your first time opening the bookshelf, then we go ahead and set open bookshelf to false. Do we go into this? Let's see, as this guy should be false. So if not, if this guy is true. If it's true, it's your first time opening bookshelf. No, this should work. That makes sense. So do we go into this is what I'm wondering. Let's see. If I click on you there, we wait that guy out right there. We go back to you here, skip all of this guy in the tutorial here, then we go back up to here, go all the way back up to here, hold on Q here, then we go ahead and skip this guy here, and then we go ahead and click on escape here, okay? But we get that hello instead, and that hello should not be appearing yet. So I'm wondering, do we go into here? I then want to check here, and then I want to play, and I want to try it again. If it is the case that it is modifying it, I think then that's our issue. So let's go into here, let's then go back to levels, let's then go back into tutorials, skip all of these guys here, yep, go hold this guy here, hold down Q, then go ahead and skip this guy out, then click on continue here, hello here. That's right, that is right here, yep, that's fine. And then I click escape. And hi Rodrigo, welcome in the stream, welcome in. Did I do this wrong? I think I did. We're fine. The hello was supposed to go off, and Sui Istria, and sup Estria, is that it? Welcome in the stream. I hope you've been well. We then escape here, hello does not appear, which is good. We then open up this guy here, hello should now appear, but it does not appear, which is my question. And the thing is, when we opened up the bookshelf, it should have opened up the bookshelf for the first time, and we have first closed bookshelf. So, how does this work? What is the meaning of this? I guess if current action not is open bookshelf but closed bookshelf, possibly. If we do here open book, because maybe open bookshelf gets completed when you open it up. How about that? And then we click on play here. Let's try that out. I'm just curious to see. Click on play here, wait that out for a second or two, and what do we get? We got you there for levels, you there for tutorial. Click on all that there, then have you move around, go up to here, hold down Q for here, then go ahead and skip this guy here, then click on continue, then we have the conversation that is what we want to happen. Click on escape, that guy doesn't do that, we're good. And then we go up to here, again, escape should not prompt anything. It should be after we open up all of these guys here. Now when we click escape, we're expecting, and it does not, and we also don't go into this guy here. So open book, maybe it is the case that it needs to be open book. I think I did a little bit wrong. Try open book. Do it again. All over again. Trial and error number 4692. Let me also get a little bit of tea. TC. And with that said, let me go back to levels here. Go back to you here. Kind of go ahead and do all these skips here. And I wish there was a way to kind of auto-run the tutorial, but I don't think it's too bad. There is a way to speed run it, so I'm okay with that. So we have this guy here, then we have the conversation here. Again, doing a test for all of these guys here. Should not be the case. Even if we're up here, it should not be. We open it up. Now we're on the open book. So we should have... Okay. Perfect. Now we have the conversation. And this guy here is still first time closed bookshelf equals false. So I don't think it's going to run again. Let me undo, or not undo that, but remove that there. And I think it should be fine. For example, if I click on next here, it should not go to Hello, I'm Spider, and it doesn't, so we're good there. So then we finish this guy up here, and then now it says the prompt space. And when I click on escape, aha. Okay, we're getting there slowly but surely. Look at that. Okay, so now I'll save this guy here. I'll make a small thing here. We'll do backup here because I don't know what to call this version control. So I'm just going to label you as backup and you'll enjoy it. And then we can go back into the player here. So why is it the case now that our button icon and our button direction controls are getting a little bit messed up? I think at least what should be the case is that, let's see, as we go back to our player here, so save this guy here, go back to player here. Why are we getting disabled? You have your button control here, possibly, button direction control. Here we are. Okay, and for this guy here, we should disable button controls on certain cases. It should only be disabled when we turn it off. I don't think, at least, find here. Yeah, we do it in the cafe, player.disable controls. Yeah, if not level data is control, disable player controls here, and that hides it. I'm wondering, do we need to do the hide? I think it's okay. I think it's fine. Let's just go ahead and remove that then. And then back to here. I don't think we need to disable. I truly don't. Let's then go back to our player here. This is the cafe. Where's the player at? Go back to player. And I'm also going to remove this here for disable, as I don't think it's needed. We do this guy here. Save all of this here. And then we have enable, which is enables our button control here. We also have disable button hit icon. So this is player controls, this enables it. And again here, I don't think we need to have one. So I'm going to remove this too, as I don't think it's needed. We'll then save this guy here. Actually, no, this guy I think is needed because we called it out of the function. We call it in our task screen. That's good, that's all right, we want that. We have enable button hit icon here, which should set the sprite and show the sprite. And we also have disable button hit icon, which is something that we need because we call it in our book. So this is okay. And then let's go back to this guy here. See if that fixes it at all. It should hide, show. And why are you angry? Not found in base self. I see. We can go ahead for here and do button directions control. So button direction controls dot hide here like that. And hi, Torin. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in and welcome back. I hope your day has been wonderful, or insert time zone here, has been wonderful. And if you thought you got rid of me, you were wrong. Welcome in. That reminds me of Papyrus's bed. Welcome in. I hope you've been well. Let me click on you here, then click on you, tutorial, escape, that's good to go. All of that guy here. Then we do all of you, escape, show, that's good to go there. Now let's go ahead and do hold down Q here, good to go here, escape, show. Go ahead and skip this guy here, escape, show, back to here, escape, that's good. Next up here, yep, that's good to go, escape, show, do next here, escape, show, go back up to here, open up with here, escape, then we do next again here, Eigen Spooter still working, meh, and then space, escape, show, okay, so why are we hiding our control? That's what I'm wondering. Where do we hide it at is my question. Back to our player here, and Eris is becoming lightning fast as QA technician, not gonna lie. Quality assurance to you, mate. Let's see here. I'm wondering at least button controls and our control. Why is it closing? If we go to our options menu, for example, you can see here, this guy, upon doing enable, we have can show control screen equals true, temp screen, We grab the screen settings, so this is enabled, this is disable. We do hide, we do can show control screen. For utility here, we have temp settings, and we also have option screen visible. I guess what we'll do, and could just be a fix to do, is to do, and actually not. First off, I want to do one other thing. Let's go back here for just a quick second, and I want to see what's enabled and what's disabled when we're in that state when it removes it. So what I mean is, let's quickly go through here, and let's go up here, let's then hold on Q, and what I'd like to do and like to see about doing as I click that, I want to then see about going to this guy here, go up to here, and then want to open, close, go next, and now, close. Let's then go to remote here, go to our player here, and do you normally have to hide it when opening another menu? That's what I'm wondering. It shouldn't have to hide it technically. Even if the player wasn't behind the main menu, I don't know why it's hiding it. That's what I don't know. Where are we hiding at? I searched for the hide function, and I only found it in certain places. I even removed the hide function. So why is it hiding? I don't know. Let's go back to here. I think I just read that. Yeah, it should just be shown. Yes, it should just be shown the whole time. So I don't know why it's not. We have here our player, and in our player, we have, if I remove this guy here, click on that guy super duper quickly. So we're currently right now in our player sprite, in our control, our control is visible, our button icon and our button direction control is invisible. So it seems to be a case, possibly with the button icon, and I always do that song. Should I change your hair color? Why in the world would I do that? I quite like my purple.
Change her hair color?
Oh, nice. Eska, would you mind setting a poll for 3 minutes? We can do 3 minutes, if you would not mind. I did see your name just then. So, like, I guess it's, should I change your hair color? Yes or no? And then let's go here. So, it's gotta be a thing to do with hiding these guys somewhere. And since it's the case that we had it enabled initially, when are we hiding the control? The control should only be hidden once we've opened the book. That's when I'm calling it. So if we go back to player here, go back to this guy here, we can see in player, hopefully, player, back to our player here. So our button icon here, and thank you, Eska. Let's slide back down to here. So we have a disable button icon hint. And I think this is the only time we do button icon to hide. You can see here, we do it once here. And then if I do Control-Shift-F for everywhere, we also use it for our book. And our book is done here for close book. You know what I bet is happening? I bet we are calling close when the menu opens. When the option menu opens, it disables the button hit from icon. What we need to do is set a bool for like player has opened book for first time. If the player has not opened the book for the first time, keep it enabled. I think that's good. So we just need to figure out how to do that. And this is again where I would think about doing a global, because at this point I'm using player open for first time, player open for first time, player open for first time. Maybe we can do like a checklist or something. That could be, and I hold this bet. What can I win? And I really like her newer hair design. I won't change it personally. So my vote is no. I'm glad to hear it, Demetrius. Yeah, I had so much fun designing it too. I did not create it, but I did design it. And I got this style, which is a lot of fun. We have here this disable button icon hint. I think what we have to do probably is check for the tutorial and see which tutorial it is. And if it is the case that we still have something in purple hair forever, I still have purple hair. What do you mean? Would you consider this pinker? What are you trying to say, huh? Let me go to this guy here. Book is open, player. Yes. Okay, so player disable button icon. What we need to check for is either to check for the current mood, and I think possibly, and here we go toward the forgetting is started with 1 out of 10. I wonder what that says. I haven't seen that before. I'm guessing what we can do here, at least for close, is that if it is, let's see, close here, on pawn doing close, we can check to see if the player has opened it. I guess that's my best guess. Or we can say at least, if player has opened book for first time, something like that, we can check to see what the current mode is. That's another thing too, but I don't like it. I like the idea of possibly doing, I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have a bool. We're going to have a bool system, most likely with player things that they've done and that they haven't done. Likely, I don't like it, but I think that's what we're going to have to do. And what I mean by that is we would go to utility here, for example, go up to here, and then we would have something like this where you can see an enum. So we'd have something like an enum and checklist, first time checklist or task checklist, task _ CHECKLIST, something like a task checklist. And then you would have here the entered kitchen, all of these. You know what? Actually, player open control for first time. I guess we could do like a bool to say if they've opened it for the first time, closed it for the first time. Since we're about to check all of our tasks here, you can see we have a lot of tasks already. So my guess is that we can just use these tasks and do it in the utility here. I think that works out a little bit better. I'll have to refactor this as I don't have it at the moment, but that's okay. for now, let's go to utility here and no! See, I told you, darn! Oh boy, utility here and then that there. So for now, we're going to go here and we're going to call it var, and then we're going to call it task underscore checklist, CHECKLIST, task checklist. We're going to call it a dictionary, and it's going to be a dictionary of task.action, the task here, and one day my revenge will happen, or one day my revenge will happen. I guess still not knowing for what, but who cares? It's fun. Oh, I almost forgot my evil laugh. Thank you for the resubscription, Torrin. So, I don't know about that evil laugh. A little less ha! It's quite funny though. We'll do here task.action, and then we'll set it up to be a bool. Likely we could do. I'm wondering as well, do we have our task manager here? Task manager, task, is it task screen? Task screen, task screen, task screen, task. Hold on. Let me set this to equal, set this to be empty, and that's a suspiciously good evil laugh. That's not even my final form. But thanks. You know, it takes a good actor to really try to get in the role of something. You know, you don't have to be the thing. It's called method acting. Hold on. What's those eyes for? Because she is evil. Not true! I am as lawful good as they get. We've been over this acting sure. Let's go ahead and set this guy to be bool here. I think that's fine. What I wanted to see about is if we do task screen here, task screen, aren't you called task screen? Hold on. Task screen, you should be labeled as task screen. You're not. So we don't have task screen. I guess I don't want to make this a global. I really don't want to make it a global. I guess we could call it a task checklist. Possibly. Again, this is going all around town, so I don't like it, but I think that might be best to do. Task checklist. So let's do that. What we'll do is we will grab here a node. So we'll do a node here, and it's just going to be an empty node. We'll call this then our task checklist, CHECKLIST. It's going to be a global, so we'll go ahead and attach a script here. It's going to be task checklist here. Yep, it's going to go to task screen here. We're then going to do a project here, project settings. We're going to make this a global here, and I'm going to do select script. I'm then going to go to, oh no, where did I go? Where's task screen located? I don't know where it is. Is it in cafe, book? Possibly UI. No, okay. Maybe it's in tab, targets, book, entities, game, objects, interactables. Maybe it's on the cafe. Maybe it's in common. Common here. Okay. Task screen here, main menu. I have too many things. Okay, hold on. Let me go to here. You are in our cafe. You're in cafe UI specifically. Okay, so let's go to blurry text canvas item. I believe you're not needed, so I'll go ahead and delete you. So project settings here, and then we'll go to select script, and then I need to go to cafe here. So hold on, cafe, then we need to go to UI, entity icon, a book, UI, and then we have our task screen here, and then we need to go to task checklist here, like that. And now it is a global, and I'm going to grab all of these utility guys here instead, and I like doing it that way instead. And but fair not, I know her only English. And what is up? Hi, Jack. Welcome in the stream. Welcome in, and welcome back. And I am secretly the good guy, and she's the villain. Can't we all be good guys? Isn't that a good thing, Tor? And make the world go round, world peace, something like that. Let me go back into our task checklist here then, and I want to do here task checklist. Let's just do var list, task checklist.list. Oh, sure. We do here task checklist.list. So we're going to do this guy here, call it list. And then we're going to set up the list to have all of our different tasks, and we'll do equal here and set it up to be something like that, I think, possibly. And then we'll go here to all of our tasks. So I can grab you here, and then we're going to go ahead and do here, you, and then we'll just set you to true or false depending on what we need. So we can kind of just do something like this, then grab all of these guys here, and then I'm just also holding Alt to grab all of all of them. So I'm holding Alt, grabbing all of them, then doing something like equal, and then we set it to false, and then we do a comma here, and then we grab all of them again, holding down Alt, grabbing these guys, and we do task.action. So let's go ahead and do you, and you. Task.action, ACTION dot, like that. And it gives us all of our task actions. Now, why are you angry? Expected identifier key equals value. Yes, ooh, do we have to do? I forget how to do a dictionary. Hold on. Yeah, and then we do dictionary, and then we do what? Dictionary. I forget. Dictionary. And then dictionary, and then you set it up to be comma. I forget how to do it. Hold on. You there. How do you do dictionary? Oh no! Is it you have to do brackets here? Possibly. Oh no. Okay. Let me just quickly Google this. Godot for dictionary. D-I-C-T-O-N-R-I. And good without evil is just pretense of decency. Pretense of decency? That's good, right? Decency is good. It's good to be decent. That sounds great. And party pooper. And no, that's not fun. But fear not. I know her weakness. Bananas! You monster! Get that away from me. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of tea here. Tasty, and it seems to be the case that, as I'm looking at this guy here, you can do that there. Is it the... No, that looks right. Oh, I get it. I know what I did wrong. Okay, we do this guy here, grab all of these guys here. So grab you here, grab you here, grab you here, grab you here, here. Grab that one, a little bit of that one, a little bit of Monica, something. Actually, that one might have to undo, that's okay. And then a little bit of there, a little there. What I actually need to do is not equal. You have to do, oh, if it lets me. Oh no, I just selected all of these guys. Okay, that, aha, space, aha. And then go here and do a subtract here. And then we go back to dish here, like that. And then, why are we angry now? Oh, customer, complete. I don't know where our C went, but like that. That's what we needed to do, a nice reference. And a good villain makes everything better. What would be Batman without the Joker? What would be Harry without Voldemort? Or chocolate and my diet? You know, fair enough, Chuck. Fair enough, and congratulations on a 10-stream streak, Jack. Congratulations. Did you happen to miss a stream, or did the thing get reset or something else? I thought it was like, I thought you were like at 70 something, unless it got reset, which is super duper unfortunate. Regardless, thank you for 10 streams just then and there. And I did that as well. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so let's see. Now that we have the task.action.none, what we can say then is, and I was on vacancy. I see. Well, I hope you had a lovely vacation. Let me then go back to here. So now that this guy is global, what we're going to do is go to our interactable select screen here. You know, I kind of forget what I was doing. I had a point, and then I lost it. And with money, actually. Oh, how lovely! Now, could you? Let's see. So I was doing something, and then I was doing something else, and then what was I doing? It's a good question. I guess what we see about doing is I will be back. Manages in a puff of smoke. Poof. Like a magician in escape. Thanks for stopping by, Tor. Thank you all again for the subscription, and I hope you have a lovely time. And poof. Oh my. Okay. I think I remember. We were figuring out the true and false depending on what panel, and what I wanted to do was do a control F here, control shift F, and we were looking for first time. For first time specifically, because I use for first time in 29 places, because I use it in everywhere, I wanted to simplify it by making it into a dictionary. I think that's where I was going with this. For example, there is closed bookshelf for first time. And I think that's what we were doing. So we need to also go back to our task guy here. So back to task screen here. We also need to add another task here super duper quickly. And all of these guys also needs to be deleted, but that's okay. Most of them are old. We'll say a closed book. So closed book. And we also have here closed bookshelf, closed bookshelf, BOOKSHELF. And actually, let's do, I think we can get away with not doing action. I kind of like that instead, because there's open bookshelf as a task, but is open bookshelf versus open bookshelf as an action. You know what? I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I think I'm overthinking this. And 5 out of 7 tasks done. You're on a roll. Yeah. I am. It's been so good. Okay, so now that we have closed bookshelf, we then need to go back to our checklist here, and then we need to go to bookshelf here. These guys will get cleaned up. That's okay. We'll go here for closed bookshelf here, closed_bookshelf, I think. And then we need SHELF. Closed bookshelf. And why are you angry? Let's go back to you here. Is it not saved? It needs to be saved. And then go back to here, go back to there. And then we need to do closed book. So CLOSED, closed book. There we are. Okay, so with that said, now we can go back to this guy here. remove it, because it's no longer needed. And here where we do if close bookshelf for the first time, now what we can say is, as all of these guys actually need to be true, never mind, hold on, let's go back to our task checklist. You need to be true. There you go, replace all of that. And error stonks! Yeah, stonks! And hi, Beatus, welcome in the stream, welcome in, and welcome back. I hope you've been wonderful! And error stonk, I do that, and someone blew up the sun. It's too hot today! Heat is awful, so I do wish you well on that one. Boy, do I. It's terrible, I tell you. Horrible, no good, and very bad. What we can do here now is do if task checklist dot, and then actually, yeah, dot list, and then we could do here task dot action dot close bookshelf, and then we can say here close bookshelf. Then we can go ahead and set it to true or false. That's what we can do instead. And I think it'll be easier to keep track of everything doing it this way. Something like that, I think, is a little bit better. And then what we can say is, back to here, this is doing on first. All of these guys here are fine. Then we go down here, then we go down here, then we go down here. Then we do these guys here. So let's see, player move for first time dot emit as a function here, for example. That's fine. We also have here, first time doing action. Yeah, you can even see, first time doing action. I have these guys. We'll refactor you later. I won't even worry about you. What about this guy? That's a function. These are not function signals. And well, I bet Ayers has some bombs in her pockets, but she's a star. That's iffy. I am the bomb. Let me go here. Let me do emit. We don't need any of these emits. We then have a function here for first time. We're not function, but signal. So we'll just keep those as they are for now, at the very least. And with that said, we'll just keep this guy. And I do want to, there's a few systems that are kind of colliding that I need to fix, that I will fix eventually. But for now, let's just go ahead and, okay, so explode already! What if I'm like not like a creeper, but like one of those creatures that can explode and still be around? It's like what was that one little creature from Chicken? It's like a YouTube the Sody Pop. What if I'm like Sody Pop, huh? Let's see, task screen here, and what I want to see about doing for our book at least is in our book here, I want to check for if book is open, and then what we can say is if we've already closed the bookshelf, or if we've already opened the bookshelf, then we can go ahead and close it. So this here would be a thing of closed bookshelf. So if task checklist dot list dot not list dot, we then do task dot action dot, and then we can say closed bookshelf. So closed book here, and this is actually closed book. So closed book. If we have closed the book, we can then go ahead and enable it. If we have not closed the book, so where was I getting with this? If we haven't closed the book yet, or rather, if we have opened the book, if you've opened the book already, but if you're in the menu, it already closes. So how do we keep it around? We keep it around until you've already closed the book. Once you close the book, then you're good. This guy here does not close the book. We can see this function is called when the book is closed. So we call close every time, and we need to set this to close book when we finish closing. That's the thing. How can we do that? Deselect tab, unassign menu keys, hide. Yeah. My hope was that if it is closed, or if we're closing it, then we can set it this way. And it says here, at least, when we call close, how can we do that there? Upon calling close, player disable button action, and those words sound smart. They're not, I tell you, because I'm confusing myself. Oh my, if the list is action closed book, so if we close the book while the book is closed, you see where this is going, it's a little confusing. Okay, so you close the book, usually, if it is the case that the book has not been opened. So I guess, yeah, what we need to check for is, has the player opened the book? Aha! If action, open book has happened. If the player has opened the book, likely is what we need to do. If it is the action of open book, then we can go ahead and do here like that. Player disable button hit icon, I think would be better if we have. So what we can then do is that if we have opened the book, so I take it back, we actually do need to make these all false. So let me go ahead and do Control F here, and let's do Control Shift F actually, go back to here and do. If we have not closed the bookshelf, so this here, this is there. So if true, then make false. Or if false, make true. Which one do we want to do is the question. And I kind like that, but it's getting confusing, and I don't like that it's confusing. And since it's confusing, we need to fix it. So we can do here task checklist dot task dot action here. So if not, is what I'm wondering. This would mean that we have opened it, so it's set to false. We have done it. I guess we can call this the completion list. I think that works a little bit better. Have we completed opening the book? Have we completed closing the book? I think that works out a little bit better. Maybe. After that, what we can then see about doing is, if not, you have done that, then we can go ahead and do that there, and then we can go ahead and do this guy here. So then we can set this guy to true here, and then what we can say is that once you open the book, so book is open, then we can go ahead and set this guy equal to true. So this guy right now is set to false. We need it to be true. So this is where we want to have the action of open book. So we're checking here to see if not actionless. Let me just double check here. Yeah, they're all set to true right now. They're true because we have not completed them yet. I kind of like the idea of making it false though, and setting the list instead to be like completed list, completed, completed list, task list completed. Yeah, completed. I like that a little bit better. That way it's completed, has the player moved to true. I think that works. So we'll do find replace, and then we'll set this to false. Has it been completed? We don't know. Let's go check. So I'll click on this guy here. I like that a little bit better. And then here, let's change list to find replace to completed. Change that there. Actually, don't do that. That's a bad idea. It's going to change everything. Let's do here completed, completed here, completed task list checklist.completed. And what we're looking to see is, have you completed closing the bookshelf? That's what we're looking for. And then if it is the case that you have closed the bookshelf, then we want to set this as false. So if this is true, it has not been completed yet. So actually, has it been completed? Yeah, no. Has it not been completed? Once it's completed, set that to true. That works out to be there. And then let's go back to our book here, and we can say, have you completed the guy here? Let's also set this to completed, to completed here, put the completed here, then and completed here. And then let's set this to true. So true goes here. And then we can say that if it is the case that you have completed opening the book, then we can go ahead and set close book to true. And then we can go ahead and disable the icon. So this should only go off, hopefully. And then we can say here, close book, and we can set that to true. So let's see if that works and how well it works. And we also need to do here and not, and we need to copy this guy here, and grab you here so that it only also goes off once. We don't want to do it multiple times. Let's try that. I'll click play. I'll get a little bit of tea here. I'm out of tea, unfortunately. How awful. Well, good news is that I'll be able to get some very soon, but boy, I was on a roll with tea. It was tasty and delicious. So we're back to here. Escape here. This is the introduction. Yep. Escape, show. Go back up to here. Escape, show. Good to go here. Complete calibration here. All good to go here. Skip all of that. Then click on continue here. Escape, show. Good to go here. Skip to this guy here. Now we're up to the book. We have not opened up the bookshelf yet, so that's okay here too. You can still go up to this guy here. No script. Ah, you say no script. Huh, I don't think he said no script before. Huh. That's new. That's super new. Cannot play open bookshelf not found in parser. Huh. Interesting. If dialogue is null, label text no script, cannot update speech bubble, no dialogue text script. Interesting. Huh. That's a new one. We'll figure that out later. Right now, I guess we'll just try not to break the game. How easy is that to do? I'll just have to do a lot more crash test courses, which is okay. That's all right. For now, Gabby, don't break it. Spooter, don't break it either. We just need this to function, and then I'll go through and also clause case everything. So I and Spooter, yep, all of that there. Let's then go up to here, and now we interact, we escape. This guy shows up. I am Spooter, all of these guys here. So hopefully, if I did the logic correctly, look at that. Space is now enabled because we need to press it. I don't know if I want to add a highlight or something here. You can even see when we go up to the spider here, spider doesn't say anything. So that's interesting, I guess, because I don't have something enabled here. But now, once you open up the book, close it, it's gone. This is where you wait for the close book to happen. So we have open book up here. And once you open up the book, then you should be prompted to now do the spell. That is good to go, I think, there. And then we'll just have to have something here that says the spider. So when you go to the spider again, as a spider, I think should move back up to here. And object not get parent visible. If object get parent. Yeah, why are you breaking? Everything is breaking and I'm not sure why. Does it tell me what the object is? We might have to print out an object name. Yeah, let's do that. I like that idea too. If enabled and highlight is and there we go. So let's just also do here, utility dot highlighting or debug message. So print debug message, print debug message. We're also in utility, so we don't need to do utility dot. We just need to do print debug message here. So we're going to then say highlighting, highlighting, and then we'll go ahead and put here highlighting plus object object.object.name should work, I believe. And then we'll do comma, then do self here, and then we should be able to do utility dot color, debug color here. Let's set the color equal to pass. I guess we can do it at least for now. And then we'll also do notify actually, notify here. Notify. And okay, Gabby, I need you to stand near the burning bookshelf full of bags for science. Oh my, we also have here, if not object, get parent not visible. We'll then also say here, removing. So removing highlight, removing M-O-V-I, removing H-I-G-H-L-I-G-T-T, highlight from. There we go, removing highlight from. Save that guy here, do all of those guys. Now we should be able to see if something does go wrong, we'll know what object is angry. That's the hope. And I'm wondering as well, why are we getting crashes? I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you that much for certain. Escape. Okay, you can go up to here, then this guy. Oh no, I'm clicking on F for interact, funny enough. I'm now clicking on F as the interact key. Interesting one there. And then we go up to you here, we can speak to you here, yep, and then we can go up to you here. And then we can go up to you here, then we can go you here. And then we skip all of this guy here, click on continue here, and then we go to next there, yep, have the conversation here. We can go, oh, never mind, I was trying to walk around it. Focus Gabby, no script. Interesting, how? Can't play open bookshelf hint dialogue not found in parser. So, can't play null dialogue not found. Do we have an open bookshelf hint? Open bookshelf hint. There is an open bookshelf, there's an open book script, and there's an open bookshelf script here. So open bookshelf, but not an open bookshelf hint. I guess what we need to say is that if there is no hint, don't load it, possibly, I think. Yeah, not found in parser, speech bubble here. Can't play blank and blank, dialogue name, this is where we dialogue name it here, open bookshelf hint. So, I guess, let's go back to our dialogue parser here. So parser, P-A-R-S-E-R, parser here. And in our parser here, I wonder, scene here, flavor parser, flavor description. I should be able to find the script here. It should be dialogue parser here, like that. And we should have open book, go to bookshelf. You can see here task list, and then we have open book, go to book. We're looking for the open bookshelf hint specifically. And then we have open bookshelf hint. But apparently there's no open bookshelf hint. I'm guessing, yeah, there's no open bookshelf hint. That's why it's breaking. So if we just go ahead and do here, and remove it. I'm just double checking here. Open bookshelf hint. Yep, it is not an actual hint. So if I just remove this guy here, I think that'll fix it. Let's go ahead and close this guy here. Click on play here. And let's see. Does everything burn and crash? I don't know yet. Let's go back to this guy here. Click on levels here. Go back to here. All of you here. Yep. Go back up to here. Go back up to here. Hold you down to here. Click on skip here. Go back to continue here. Click on escape play. Escape play. Next. Okay. And then go back to you here. And now, yep. Because there's no open bookshelf dialogue. So we're good. There's no open bookshelf dialogue here. There's no open bookshelf dialogue hint, so you can't interact with these guys. We will add one eventually, but now it's not crashing. That's the good news. We open the bookshelf, then we can close the bookshelf, and then the dialogue happens. The spider explains, says to open up your bookshelf or open up your book. This is where you open up the book. Again, go open the book. Yep, go open the book. This is where the spider can remind you, go open the book. Go open the book. And then we have you here, focus Gabby, and then hold on space. This is where the player will open up the book. They'll see they'll be able to press space, which is good. Once the player has opened up space successfully, this is where the player will be then able to grab these guys off and also go back to the spider. The spider will then also let you know, hey, I want this and this, and you use Godot too. Hi, nifty swifty. Welcome, Mr. Welcome in. Yes, indeed, Godot. It's the only engine I know about, and ever since using it, it has been my one true love. I know about the other ones. It's the only engine I've ever used. There we are. It's the first engine I've used too. So from here, what we'll need to do is we need now the player, once the book is opened, we then need them to create a sweet dish. That is what's next on the board. So it is 450, and I need to use it anymore. I've only used it like once or twice. You should. It's so good. It's so fun. I can't say that. I like how you can add all the colors and how the UI looks and everything. So maybe I'm a little bit biased in that sense, but it's so good. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make a backup here calling the open book quest complete. So completed, COMPLETED, completed open book quest. Technically speaking, we only have about 10 minutes left before the stream's over. However, I don't think it's going to be too bad. Maybe not. We'll see. I guess, yeah. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. We'll end it here for now, as I don't know if we'd be able to squeeze in the next task. I don't know, but that's okay. Let me tell you what I will do, as I'll keep developing this during the week, and then whatever I don't get to during the week, I'll do next week. If I go ahead and click on this guy here in scripts and games, but what if we do? Oh my. So what's going to happen next is, if I go into this guy here, we go into this guy here super quickly. Now that we're in this guy, the player will need to grab all the dishes, and they'll need to, oh, that's broken. Yeah, something's broken. Now that the player is able to understand and look through their book, they'll then have to use their skills to collect everything. Once everything is on the table, you will not be prompted to do the spell. The spider will go, Gabby, actually, I don't want this thing and this thing. This is where you'll have to learn how to do the trash can at, if you haven't already learned how to do it. And the spider will also hop to the trash can to also emphasize it. And then you'll have to create the correct dish of bittersweet, I'm guessing, or maybe sweet instead. Yeah, let's do bittersweet and then sweet. So we'll maybe have him you throw away 2 sweets just in case. And with that said, it'll be like a sweet cookie because that's easy. And then you'll have to start the, You'll have to start the mini game. I think that's doable to do this week. If I am able to do it this week, once we finish the quest system in this area, I'll also make sure if I do have time if I have time, I'll also make sure to try to clean up the area to make sure it's working. Once that's good, then a customer will arrive, Gabby will go into here, and we'll move on to the next part of the tutorial, the next room. And once we finish this room, then the tutorial will be complete. Can you believe it? So, we'll see how much I can get done during the week. With that said, let me go ahead and click onto this guy here. If you'd like to stay up to date and like to see any updates I make during the week, if I do, I have a little devlog I have on the server, if I do hear !DISURT. If you'd like to give the game a try, consider doing so, and thank you for the follow, Leon Blade, thank you. If I do hear !NECROTYPE, the game is currently up on itch. There is a prototype, it's an old version of it, but it still has the rhythm, it still has the typing, it still has the cafe. So if you'd like to give that try out, feel free to do so there too as well. We'll continue to do this next week. If you don't know, I stream from Fridays to Sundays from 1 to 5 p.m. ST, so we'll be here same time, same place. And any fun stuff happening next week, not game development wise, I can think of at least. There is the Pixar stuff, but I don't think that's worth mentioning because it's not specifically game development. That said, anything else I can think. Also, I'm not sure if I'm still going to delay it. I'm still working out the kinks with it, so we'll see. I'm hoping the Draw Together will happen next week, but I don't want to make any promises just yet. We're working on some other stuff behind the scenes too. That said, if you're on Twitch, consider sticking around. It's always a lot of fun to see if we can find a fellow Godot game developer to raid, as Godoters there should be more. There should be a lot more. So we're hoping to find as many as we can. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, there we go. If you're on YouTube, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go to the end screen on Twitch and then come back here, so stick around if you'd like to find a Godoer. Or from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Local time to anyone in the region. I see the answer. I'm trying to get you all for the answer. Right? Okay, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. I hope to see you all soon. All right, have a good week. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.